Television. Guaranteed human.
Just saw a sign on a screen. You are live. Yes, we are live. KFI AM 640. Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. We're on every day from 3 to 6. And then after 6, it's the podcast, John Kobylt Show on Demand, same as the radio show. And we now live stream the entire show on YouTube every day. You go to, if you're going to stand in front of the sign, youtube.com/@JohnKobyltShow. That's where you go. youtube.com/@JohnKobyltShow. And we are, hold on, drum roll. We're 42 subscribers away from 7,000. Wow, that went up a lot. Well, we're putting out a lot of product these days. In fact, a new addition to our continuous live stream, Deborah Mark, back from vacation.
I'm back.
While you were gone, we went all live stream all the time.
Oh, you did?
Yes. And we're going to get a camera for you. Not too far down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you'll have to warn me so I can be prepared.
Huh?
You're going to have to be camera ready every day.
Yes, I know.
Well, you already are.
Oh,
you already show up as if you're going to appear on a TV show. So you're going to have to get used to that. Actually, I was thinking we should have an isolated camera and we could have a game where the audience can count the yawns.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What, we'd have to have prizes?
Yeah, well, betting lines like an over-under.
I'll put a little ticker in the corner.
Yes, we can we set it up so it's, she's in like one like lower right-hand corner with a ticker, and she'll have her own dedicated
What
camera.
else do I do that would be embarrassing on camera?
Do your makeup.
I just put lipstick on.
Yes, there's always a lipstick break.
Yeah, and what else?
There's a lot of.
When I eat. Oh.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, if you get kale in your teeth or something like that.
Yeah. And when I eat popcorn, I eat like a pig.
She's always obsessed. She's always picking at her teeth to get kale and. You always. This is Deborah after her lunch, her vegan lunch. It's like, do I have anything in my teeth? Do you see anything in the teeth?
Yes, I ask you, but I don't sit there. You make it seem like I'm sitting there picking at my teeth all day long.
See, it's good to have you back.
It's so good to be back.
This
John.
is a lot of noise. You were in Mexico.
I was.
And nothing bad happened while you were there?
No. Can you believe it? I think this was the first trip that nothing happened.
Well, there was a riot there a few months ago.
Yes, and we almost canceled our trip. And I'm so glad that we didn't have to.
So this is a smart strategy now.
Yeah.
Rather than going somewhere peaceful and bringing your chaos with you.
You're right.
Wait until something happens, then book your trip.
You nailed it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's my new strategy.
That worked out a lot better.
It did.
But the first day you're back, all hell breaks loose here.
This is a ridiculously crazy news day.
We got a big fire in Simi Valley.
Uh-huh.
And I checked. The mayor of Simi Valley, Dee Caldwell, is not in Africa.
She's not?
No.
Is there a reservoir there? Is it full?
So one house is burned down. Nobody's been hurt yet. They've evacuated thousands of homes, right?
Yeah.
Then we had this shooting at a mosque in San Diego.
Yeah.
Like almost at the same time.
Yes.
And there's how many dead there? 3 is last I heard?
5.
5 now?
2 alleged shooters and 3 victims.
3 victims. Oh, so this was major damage down there.
Yes.
All right. So we had a shooting. We have the fire.
Yeah.
Anything else?
And then we have Mark Fuhrman dies. Remember former LAPD detective Mark Fuhrman of OJ fame?
The glove.
Yes, the bloody glove.
The bloody glove.
Yes.
I was just thinking, or talking before the show, we interviewed Mark Fuhrman because he wrote a book, Ken and I, obviously a long time ago now. And he had long since moved back to, moved to Idaho. And, I thought he had gotten, that was so wrong what was done to him and so awful how the evidence was twisted around. Regardless of whatever racial slurs he used at any time in his life, that glove, that incident, I think really turned the tide and gave the OJ jury, who was looking for a way to acquit OJ, it gave him a hook. And I always wonder if he ever made any peace with the whole thing.
Well, he died of cancer.
Yeah.
So, maybe it just, I don't know.
He did not deserve that at all. And so it was, so this is the havoc you brought. since you returned.
I know.
Fires, shootings, and Mark Fuhrman.
I know. Can you imagine if I didn't show up? I wonder, we would never know if it would have been a peaceful Monday.
In fact, that's going to be in the newspaper obituary. Cause of death, Deborah Mark's return from Mexico. That's what caused all this mayhem. That's the cause of the fire.
I'm so sorry.
Fire, by the way, not caused by climate change.
Nope.
It was
a tractor.
Tractor.
Well, that's what they're saying.
Hitting a rock throws off a spark. That happens from time to time. So if you hear any moron say it's climate change, no, this one's not climate change either. Tractor hit a rock. All right. Well, it's quite a day so far, and it's only 3:00. Next hour, welcome back.
Thank you. Did you miss me?
Yes, I missed you.
You did? Okay. That's nice.
You bring a lot of atmosphere and noise and excitement.
I love when you say noise.
Yeah, well, Eric, what would you call it?
I think noise is appropriate.
Yeah, noise. Yeah, that's yeah.
Noise. Okay.
Coming up after 4:00, Freddy Escobar. We've had him on a number of times. Freddy Escobar is the president of the Los Angeles Fire Department Union. 36 years with LAFD. And he was the elected president. And if you remember, he was very critical of Karen Bass, as was Kristen Crowley, the fire chief at the time, because Bass has systematically defunded the police over the years. Not the only mayor to do so, but the latest mayor to do so. And it led to the catastrophic consequences. And as the mayor got revenge by firing Kristen Crowley, the mayor got revenge on Freddy Escobar, according to Freddy, in instigating, smearing his name publicly and instigating an investigation claiming that Escobar had somehow fabricated overtime records. And that case ended up falling apart. And Escobar says Bass, it was just vindictiveness on her part, and really created a fake case. And that is certainly within Karen Bass's wheelhouse. So we're going to hear his side of all this. He's filed a federal lawsuit against Bass and the city of Los Angeles, filed it last Tuesday, and he'll be on after 4:00. They had a big argument in the days after the Palisades fire, and he repeatedly had warned over the years that the budget cuts had left the department stretched too thin. And even after Crowley got fired, Escobar kept publicly supporting her, saying that she was telling the truth when it came to all the cuts. So Crowley and Escobar told the same story, and Bass tried to take both of them out. And we will get into all the details. Freddie, by the way, doesn't hold back. He's one of my favorite guests because he tells the truth and he lets it fly. He's a very powerful speaker. So you look forward to that coming up after 4:00. And after 5:00, we're going to have Jamie Paige on from the California Post, because there was a story on how the public libraries in Los Angeles, many of them have become no-go zones because the vagrants, the mental patients, the drug addicts sleep all day. They trash the toilets. They monopolize the computers, and they actually watch porn much of the time on the computers. They shoot up their drugs, and they commit violent crimes, all inside your child's library. And this has been going on for years, and Karen Bass doesn't do anything about that either. You think that one issue would be enough to drive her out of office? The fact that children have to fight for the computer use with a porno-watching mental patient. But no, we will talk about all these things coming up, and we've got Deborah Mark live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Here is the latest. 5 people have been killed in a shooting at a mosque in San Diego, and a fire in Simi Valley has burned more than 720 acres. It is still 0% surrounded. We'll have more at the bottom of the hour. We're going to go back to the 4:05 next.
Memorial Day is a time to honor great service. And at American Vision Windows, their family is looking out for yours. From May 17th through the end of the month, take advantage of their Memorial Day sale and save 25% on your entire project. But that's not all. As a special token of appreciation, they're including a free Sun Matrix package upgrade. That's a genuine glow-up for your home's comfort and utility savings. They've installed over 1 million windows for California homeowners, and most jobs are done in just a day. Don't let this special offer pass you by. Save 25% and get your Sun Matrix upgrade before May 31st. AmericanVisionWindows.com is California's most trusted window replacement company. New customers only. Some restrictions apply. Call or see the website. Again, the offer ends May 31st. Go to AmericanVisionWindows.com or call 888-771-2188. 888-771-2188.
From the Odoo.com Weather Center, Odoo, the only business software you need. Sunny tomorrow, highs upper 70s and 80s. This report brought to you by Mattress Firm from your Toyota Dealers Traffic Center. We make it easy. Back to the 405 in North Hills.
This is for that stalled out big rig on the northbound side coming up on Nordoff. That's where the 2 left lanes are blocked. It's going to be a while still before they haul this guy out of lanes. Oh, nothing. He's only hauling 40,000 pounds and waiting for one of those heavy duty tow trucks to pull him off the road. But big delays here for the 405 are jamming up all the way out of West LA, leaving just about the 10 freeway. Now, the southbound side slows from Santa Monica Boulevard. You remain on the brakes and stretches to the 710. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
Recall 67A mobile appointments are now available in your area. We come to you quick, easy, and under an hour. Complete the recall to get $500 plus a warranty worth thousands. Schedule today at CummonsRecall.com.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Ready to upgrade to the perfect sleep setup? Let Mattress Firm's sleep experts guide you to the perfect bed at the Memorial Day sale. Top brands, ideal comfort, score unbeatable deals on both. Mattress Firm. They make sleep easy.
A family office is a team built to handle the 3 biggest financial responsibilities a family faces: wealth management, tax strategy, and estate planning. Most firms only manage your investments and refer the rest out, hoping everyone stays aligned. At Trajan, we built something different. Your wealth, tax planning, and estate planning are handled together inside one firm under one roof. There's no guessing whether your CPA, advisor, and estate attorney are truly in sync, because our team works together every day on your behalf. When your financial life becomes more complex, your advice should become more coordinated, not more fragmented. One plan, one trusted team. Call Trajan today, 855-TRAJAN-1. That's 855-TRAJAN-1.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
Love your legs again. Feel incredible. Just call 1-800-WEST-MEDICAL.
Hi, this is Dave Roberts. Heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, that's a risk. That's why everyone needs a medical emergency kit at urgentcarekit.com/blue.
Make this summer one to remember at MGM Grand Las Vegas. Lounge by the pool, catch world-class entertainment, indulge in unforgettable dining, and experience the energy only MGM can deliver. Plan your Vegas escape today at MGMRewards.com.
Are you retired or close to retirement? Last year, the S&P was up about 16%. Gold, 65%. Silver, almost 150%. Get a free information kit on adding gold or silver to an IRA or 401k, tax and penalty free. GoldenCrestMetals.com. 833-362-3843.
Just call Sweet James. At 1-800-9-million. Just call Sweet James. Your accident attorney.
Sweet James Accident Attorneys. Office in Los Angeles, California, and sweetjames.com.
Women are smart. They watch these crime shows. That's where they get all the information on how to wipe out their husband.
Tim Conway Jr.
They watch 48 Hours or Forensic Files.
Tonight, 6 to 10 on KFI AM 640.
How would you do it if you had to knock him off? Would it be...
Listen, I'm smart enough not to incriminate myself.
That's right.
They can pull this from the podcast. So not going there.
This would be evidence.
This is KFI.
More stimulating talk.
I'm Michelle McPhee, and in my new podcast, Kingdom of Fraud, I'm unraveling the strangest criminal alliance I've ever reported on. A polygamist from Utah and an LA Armenian businessman.
$1 billion fraud.
But how long can this alliance last?
Is somebody coming after me
Search Kingdom of Fraud on iHeartRadio, America's #1 podcast network, and the Webby Podcast Company of the year.
KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk.
Coming up on the next Gary and Shannon show.
A woman in Oklahoma discovers her husband is actually a Canadian who faked his death 37 years ago. I love a double life story.
The Gary and Shannon show starts tomorrow at 9.
$1,000 giveaway now.
Now is your opportunity to win $1,000. Yeah! Just enter the nationwide keyword on our website. Media. That's media. MEDIA.
Enter it now at KFIAM640.com/cash.
Brought to you by Sweet James Accident Attorneys. Office in Los Angeles, California, and sweetjames.com.
Hang on. In my cue card for this. Media. Because I have the memory of a goldfish. And even though the guy had just said media, I forgot. Enter at KFIAM640.com/cash. And if you win, you get an email. Check your junk and spam folder. Listen to KFI. There's a winning keyword every hour, every weekday. Starts in 9 a.m. hour all the way to the 5 p.m. hour. And next chance to win with us, 420 at KFI. John Kobylt Show. Debra Mark is back. KFI AM 640. And we're on every day 3 to 6 and the podcast after 6. And now we are live on YouTube. We are live streaming the entire show, youtube.com/@JohnKobyltShow. And we have a new YouTube member, newly born. Stephen Ward has become a YouTube member. Stephen, thank you very much for joining us. And this is your moment of excitement. And see, if we had a camera right now, you could see Debra right in the middle of the opening here, eating a banana.
I have to eat sometime.
Taking a huge hunk of banana.
It's so good.
That's what I want, a food cam.
Do you want some?
Huh? No. Bananas make me violent. No.
Oh, cool. Okay, I'm going to go give you I want to see violence.
No, I can't stand the smell of bananas. Ken used to really drive me crazy because he was always eating bananas and it would stink up the studio.
I can think of worse smells, John.
I can't. My wife drives sometimes and she's eating a banana in the car. It's like, no, you got to put that away. I just, there is 8 dead bodies that have shown up in a half square mile of Santa Monica in the last 4 weeks. And the locals are calling it a drug zombie apocalypse. Now, Bass does not have any jurisdiction over Santa Monica, but you know who does. Not only, the mayor and the city council there are almost completely hopeless. There might be one person on the Santa Monica City Council at any given time who is not a lunatic, but mostly they're lunatics. And Lindsay Horvath is the LA County supervisor who covers Santa Monica, and she is a lunatic. And they have now had 8 bodies in a half square mile of Santa Monica in the last 4 weeks. This count goes up to May 15th, which would be Friday. At least 8 bodies in a half square mile, bounded by Ocean Avenue to the west, Lincoln Boulevard to the east, Montana to the north, and Wilshire to the south. Boy, I'm there in that area all the time. How did I miss them? This is from Santa Monica Police Department Daily Reports. And at the center of this dead zone, this zombie zone, is an LA County harm reduction site, Reed Park, where you can get free needles and crack pipes from the city of Santa Monica or the county of LA. I don't know which, maybe both. But this is what the government does. They hand out free needles and crack pipes, and they give it out to the addicts. And now you have 8 drug addicts dead in the street. Now, you tell me why everybody involved with the government is not up on murder charges. Shouldn't they be up on murder charges? You have the government murdering people, innocent people who are drug addicted. They're not given any help. They're given the paraphernalia to mainline the drugs into their bodies. 8 of them dead, and they still have the nerve to call this harm reduction. Christine Emerson Reed Park. Yes, it's LA County's harm reduction program. And it's Santa Monica's fault because they should have kicked this out a long time ago. It's operated in partnership with the Venice Family Clinic. I'm getting this from smobserve.com, the local newspaper. They distribute needles, also Narcan for overdose reversal. Guess they didn't get there in time. Fentanyl test strips and other supplies to individuals struggling with substance abuse. Individuals struggling with whenever you see 5 words, when 2 will do, drug addict. That does it. Heroin addict, fentanyl addict, meth addict, crack addict. Now get this. This is in the news story. Proponents argue that giving homeless addicts free drug paraphernalia reduces the spread of blood-borne diseases like HIV and hepatitis and prevents fatal overdoses. Guess you're wrong. Guess that's a lie. Guess you end up dying of a drug overdose. So instead of spending the money and forcing these people into drug treatment, where after a time, maybe they can leave, walk free, get work, and have a life, instead, we keep pumping them with more drugs and more drugs and more drugs. And by the way, the drug pushers are never arrested in Santa Monica. That's another way you could attack this. You arrest the drug pushers, you stop handing out free needles and free pipes, and you force the addicts into treatment. 3 things. There's my 3-step program, which, by the way, is what Spencer Pratt is talking about. Everybody goes, yeah, that works. It's the only thing you can do. It's what we always used to do. That is the only way to fix this. Arrest the drug pushers, do not hand out free drug paraphernalia, and force the addicts into treatment against their will. Arrest them if necessary. By the way, if you want to live in this neighborhood, 1-bedroom apartments are $3,500 a month. And it says critics contend that the park-based distribution contributes to open drug use. This is what's really stupid about journalism. Well, proponents say and critics say. No, the truth is, if you hand out people free pipes and free needles, eventually they're going to kill themselves with the drugs. That's what happens. This doesn't reduce suffering and death. It creates suffering and death. Any civilized society since mankind began has known this. But when you have a wackadoodle like Lindsay Horvath behind this program, and you've got this Venice, what is this? Venice Family Clinic? I'd say there should be murder charges against the people who run the Venice Family Clinic. How about that? How about murder charges against Lindsay Horvath and the Venice Family Clinic and everybody in Santa Monica who's not enforcing the law there? You have 8 dead bodies. Or is that okay? Is that cool? Am I overreacting here? It says Santa Monica has experienced elevated numbers of homeless deaths in recent years. In 2023, 53 deaths in the city, homeless deaths, 1 per week, up from 31. Causes have included, drug overdoses, heart conditions, blunt trauma, and violence. Bodies are frequently found in public areas such as parks, sidewalks, alleys, and beaches. Yes, I know. We try to walk there. We used to walk there a lot. We don't anymore. Because there are lots of bodies strewn in Palisades Park on the cliff overlooking the beach. And often I wonder if they're dead. They're that still. And probably some of them have been dead. I'd probably walked by a fair number of the deceased. It is incredible that the rest of civilized, intelligent people in Santa Monica, LA County does not stop these programs. I will never understand this until I'm dead. Hopefully not on the sidewalk in Santa Monica. Well, more coming up. Spencer Pratt had put out a tweet based on a Channel 2 headline, CBS 2 headline, and I want to talk about that because it's along the same lines of insanity. Debra Mark is back, and she's live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
5 people have been killed in a shooting at a mosque in San Diego. 3 men were shot and killed in the Islamic Center by 2 teenagers who then killed themselves. ABC's Alex Stone says a Bearcat vehicle was called in when that attack was first reported.
They are armored vehicles that are brought in to try to do extraction or try to go into a suspect if they believe that there is somebody armed in there.
The shooting led to a massive police deployment in the busy mid-city neighborhood, as well as evacuations at the facility. At least 2 buildings, including a home, have been destroyed in a fire in Simi Valley. The Sandy fire has burned more than 700 acres. It's still 0% surrounded. It was first reported just before 11 this morning on a hillside near Sandy Drive. It triggered evacuation orders and warnings. Ventura County Fire spokesman Andrew Dowd says there are at least 200 firefighters on the scene.
Our firefighters are actively engaged in both structured defense efforts as well as water dropping helicopters, coordinating with ground resources and fixed-wing aircraft to try to bring control lines in and around this fire.
Police say a tractor hitting a rock may have sparked the fire. Former LAPD detective Mark Fuhrman, who became a key figure in the O.J. Simpson trial, has died.
In the 1995 trial, Fuhrman was first known for allegedly finding the bloody glove outside Simpson's home linked to the killings of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald Goldman. Then he became known for recordings of him using racist language and committing perjury denying it. He retired from the LAPD during the trial, and his blown credibility may have led to Simpson's acquittal. In later years, Fuhrman wrote true crime books, hosted a radio show in Spokane, Washington, and was a Fox News commentator. Fuhrman died at his home in Idaho from cancer. He was 74. Mark Ronner, KFI News.
Las Vegas is betting on Becerra for governor of California.
People have been placing bets in Sin City on who will replace Governor Gavin Newsom when he's termed out in January. Right now, the House has former Biden cabinet official Javier Becerra leading the race with 52% support and billionaire Tom Steyer coming in second. The prediction market Polymarket says they've raked in about $22 million in bets and trading volume on the California governor's race. Jason Campidonia, KFI News.
And 2 Navy jets have collided during an air show at a military base in Idaho. All 4 crew members were able to eject safely yesterday. The jet crashed at the Mountain Home Air Force Base in western Idaho, or I should say the jets. The remainder of the show had to be canceled. Officials say the crew members are in stable condition. No one on the ground was hurt. We're going to head over to the 57 next.
Nobody's ever said, I wish I waited longer to protect my savings. So why are you? Why are you waiting? Here's what most Americans don't know. You can roll part of your 401k or IRA into physical gold and silver without cashing out, paying taxes, or taking a penalty. It's called a gold IRA, and it only takes about 15 minutes to start. Visit noblegoldinvestments.com for your free gold IRA guide. noblegoldinvestments.com. Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals involves risk. Consult with your tax or financial professional before making any investment decisions.
Southland weather from KFI. Sunny tomorrow. Highs around 80 for Metro LA. Mid to upper 80s in the valleys. Mid 70s and windy in the high desert. Low to mid 70s at the beaches. Upper 70s to low 80s. Inland OC and the IE. It's going to be windy in the IE. Right now, it's 71 in Laguna Woods and 72 in Rancho Santa Margarita. Crash on the 57 in Anaheim.
So we're taking a look at this wreck that is on the northbound side just before the 91 freeway. Always a busy spot this time of day, and this wreck has been blocking the second lane from the left. They're trying to get everything cleared to the shoulder. That drive's looking kind of heavy right now. Looks like they may have cleared it out of lanes because it's kind of light through that stretch. It is busy, backing up from about, looks like Ball Road, maybe just beyond, right in that area, Ball Road, heavy to the 91 freeway. And you've got a work zone in there as well. So a couple things going on. That southbound side of the 57, delays out of Brea from Imperial Highway, and that opens up just before the 91 freeway. Another problem, this is in San Bernardino. It's a crash on the 210 eastbound before H Street. 2 right lanes have been blocked. Jackknife big rig and delays off of the 215 freeway. Checking out the Cajon Pass. This is the 15 northbound slowing starting at Glen Helen Parkway. Looking better just past Cleghorn. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
Wait! Before you change the station, listen to this.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. KARS Cars for Kids.
Get your car at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll also get a vacation voucher and a tax deduction. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
In this edition of the Marketers Report, Monica Tam, head of brand media for DoorDash, talks about audio's connection to daily rituals.
Audio plays a really important role. There's daily rituals that you do. In all of those moments, you're able to instill a message that lingers in their head when they do have to make that decision.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia connects marketers to the audiences, live conversations, and trusted influencers you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartAdvertising.com.
Call Lear Capital for your free gold investment kit, 800-225-8100.
AMCO presents Bet You Didn't Know.
Bet you didn't know that there are lots of things that can make your engine light come on, besides your engine. Also, bet you didn't know that AMCO's technicians are specially trained to diagnose what's causing your engine light to come on and fix it, no matter what it is. Keep your eyes on the road and your ears open for another episode of AMCO's Bet You Didn't Know.
AA MCO. Check engine light on? We'll check it for free. Restrictions, limitations, and exclusions may apply. See AMCO.com for complete details.
Call 1-800-GO-AMCO today.
Every kid deserves to be a kid, but mental health challenges can interrupt childhood, pulling children away from friendships, milestones, and the everyday moments that matter most. The Child Mind Institute helps kids get back to being kids by providing the mental health care they need to heal, grow, and thrive. And this May, your support goes even further. Every donation is being matched all month long, doubling your impact and helping more children get the care they deserve. Donate now at childmind.org.
Call 844-GO-SMILE to learn about the new Lifestyle Smile dental implants from Lasting Smiles.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob 1-800-345-6789. Call Jacob.
This is primary season.
Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass has now backed out of a mayoral debate.
And when the votes are cast on June 2nd,
I feel we're moving in the right direction.
KFI has all your coverage and the results.
80% of people do not think she's doing a good job.
Will the LA mayor's race end?
We need an outsider. No more politicians, no more lying.
Or has it just begun?
And under my watch, we will continue to do that.
KFI AM 640. Make us a preset on the free iHeartRadio app.
KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Deborah was distracting me. Lot of noise on her return. We're on from 3 to 6 after 6 o'clock. John Kobylt Show on demand on the iHeart app. And again, live stream on YouTube. youtube.com/@John Kobylt Show. If you want to join the viewing audience. Freddy Escobar coming on after 4 o'clock. He's the president of the Los Angeles Fire Department Union. You're going to want to hear this. He's doing what we'd all like to do. He's filing a federal lawsuit against Karen Bass because Bass went on a public smear campaign to destroy Freddy Escobar's reputation because Freddy was telling the truth that Bass had defunded the fire department to the extent where it was weakened enough that it had an effect on the response to the Palisades fire. And he had told her that repeatedly. Kristen Crowley, the former fire chief, did. And Crowley got fired, and Escobar was smeared with a phony charges of inflating overtime. He'll explain the details of that. It was a little convoluted, but he was cleared. He didn't do anything wrong. Bass just made it up to shut him up. She's bad news. Bad person. So we'll get to that coming up. Now, let me get to Spencer Pratt put out a tweet today. And the tweet was illustrated with a headline from CBS News. I assume CBS 2. Get this. This is going to make you gag. And this is the problem with the media, right? The headline, Los Angeles burglaries down more than 30% in 2026, Mayor Bass says.
Before I left on vacation, I was reporting daily all the break-ins, not only home break-ins, but almost every other day in West LA. You
yes,
hear about.
I know.
I'm sorry. I just had to throw that in there.
Because it's true. Those break-ins really happened, but they're not all counted. But you see, instead of CBS Channel 2, you people at Channel 2, why don't you go and do an investigation into all the burglary calls that don't get counted? Because the police never show up. The police don't show up often when people call 911 and they say, hey, we've got a burglar in the area. They don't come. They're not written down. There's no report taken. Well, that would require work. Instead, this is propaganda. Channel 2 is doing propaganda here, Mayor Bass says. Well, we said that's what Mayor Bass says. Well, why would you highlight it? How about you prove that she's lying? Spencer Pratt, after posting that headline, wrote on Twitter, it's easy to say crime is down when you simply stop responding to crimes. For example, every day, 45,000 vagrants commit arson, theft, drug crimes, animal abuse, and sex offenses in full public view, and they go completely ignored by this failed mayor, and she has the audacity to say crime is down. She thinks you're dumb. That is correct. Karen Bass thinks you're dumb. You're not paying attention. You're too busy. You're going to vote for Karen Bass no matter what. There really isn't another choice. 40, and I'm thinking about 45,000 vagrants who set 17,000 arson fires last year in the city of Los Angeles. 17,000 arson fires, but they're not counted as arson fires. But every one of those 17,000 needed the fire department to come and put it out. That's not counted. How much do you think the 45,000 vagrants steal every day for their drug habits? How much? You think CVS is locked up all those aisles for nothing? You think Ralph's has those shopping carts that lock a few steps after you leave the front door for nothing? Drug crimes. Well, you take those 45,000 vagrants. How many times a day do they take drugs? How many times do they inject themselves with fentanyl, or they snort crack, or they snort meth? I don't know. When you are taking Tylenol, what is that, like one every 4 hours, one every 6 hours? When you're taking meth or crack or fentanyl, how often do you take a hit? I don't know how many hours this stuff lasts. But take the 45,000 and multiply by that. What is it? Times 4, times 6, times 8? That's hundreds of thousands of crimes not counted. Animal abuse. There's hundreds of animals being abused in Skid Row alone. And sex offenses. You know how many of the female vagrants get raped by the male vagrants? But she doesn't care. Speaking of the animals, you remember a few weeks ago we had Joey Tuccio on? And he's with an organization that is trying to save the animals on Skid Row from the animal experiments that are going on. Some of this stuff I can't believe that we're actually discussing out loud. Yes, animal experiments live in Skid Row every day. They're testing the drugs on the dogs and the cats. Well, Joey is there frequently, and he found another situation that did not involve an animal. Over the weekend, they found a 2-month-old baby on Skid Row. 2-month-old baby. The baby was left in a tent by herself while the mother went out and smoked crystal meth. The mom also leaves the baby with strangers regularly. The baby is tied up, naked in the tent.
Tied up?
Tied up. That's what Joey Tuccio wrote. A 2-month-old baby. This is as sick as it gets in Karen Bass's Los Angeles. Now, today he wrote, hopefully I'll have more information over the next few days. The appropriate people are involved, and there is an investigation. The mom was found without the baby. And to protect the safety of the baby, I can't give out more info until the baby is safe. That is Joey Tuccio. You could see it on Twitter yourself. Tied up, naked in the tent, tied up so it doesn't crawl away while mom is shooting up crystal meth. Total, absolute breakdown of civilization under Karen Bass. There should be police swarming the area, clearing the tents, arresting the homeless, and giving them a choice. You want drug treatment or mental health treatment? Everybody should be rounded up. Everybody should be sent to the appropriate treatment centers. The encampments should be bulldozed, the tents bulldozed and burned, and they ought to put up fencing or they ought to have armed personnel to keep anybody from coming back ever again. That's what you do in a civilized society. They don't have this in most other countries. They don't have this in most other cities. This is intolerable, absolutely, positively intolerable, and this is beyond debating anymore. I don't want to hear any more progressive squawking. I don't care how loud they get, how intimidating they try to be. They are destructive savages, these people. And somehow they got in charge. And somehow they're controlling policy. And you can't just sit there scrolling all day. You got to do something here. Now we're down to 2-year-old babies being tied up.
2 months?
2 month old. 2 month old. 2 months old.
And 2-month-olds don't crawl, by the way.
No, but I guess they weren't going to take a chance. And they
somebody coming in, whatever.
Wow.
Oh, it's so disgusting.
It is. It's and you know, a few hours ago they didn't even know where the baby went, and they were trying to track it down because I got a whole series of threads here, Joey Tuccio and other people, but apparently the baby has been located, and they're trying to make sure it has a permanent safe place. I don't know what that all means specifically. All right, Freddy Escobar coming up after 4 o'clock. Debra Mark is live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Here is the latest. 2 teenagers have killed 3 men, including a security guard, in a shooting at the Islamic Center in San Diego. The wind-driven fire in Simi Valley has burned more than 720 acres. It is 0% surrounded. Evacuation orders and warnings are in effect. We will have more at the top of the hour. We're going to head over to the 10 next.
Lasting Smiles Dental Implants. We had a huge response to the April Smile Special. So I got them to extend it into May, but they're only offering a limited number of spots at these prices. If you've been dealing with ugly or missing teeth and you're waiting for the right deal, this is it. You'll get a free comprehensive dental exam with 3D imaging, a custom treatment plan, payments as low as $149 a month on approved credit. It's limited. Time limited, first come, first served. You call now, lock in your spot, mention KFI or John, and get an incredible deal. LastingSmiles.com. Call 844-GO-SMILE. 844-GO-SMILE. 844-GO-SMILE.
From your Toyota dealer's traffic center, we make it easy. Slow on the 10 in Santa Monica.
These eastbound delays are just loading up away from Lincoln. You're on the brakes not only through Santa Monica, but across Mid-City all the way to the 5 in Boyle Heights. It is a tough drive on that 101. I've seen it worse, but it's getting bad on that southbound side, leaving Calabasas from Lost Hills. You're on the brakes ahead to just about Topanga Canyon. More slowing in Sherman Oaks from the 405 to the 170, 134 split, and ahead in Hollywood from Santa Monica Boulevard into downtown Los Angeles with Southern California's most accurate traffic reports. I'm Angel Martinez.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by iHeartAdvertising.com.
After sweeping the Angels over the weekend, the Dodgers ride a 5-game winning streak into San Diego tonight. Yoshinobu Yamamoto takes the ball. Meanwhile, the Angels have dropped 6 in a row. They'll continue their homestand tonight against the AL West rival Athletics. NFL owners will reportedly vote this week to add 2 more international games to the schedule in 2027 for a record total of 11. I'm Frank Garrity.
Run a business and not thinking about radio? Think again, because people are listening to radio more today than they did 20 years ago. And only iHeartRadio connects with more Americans than TV, digital, even social. Learn how radio can help your business. Call 844-844-iHeart.
This report is sponsored by CummonsRecall.com.
Recall 67A mobile appointments are now available in your area. We come to you, quick, easy, and under an hour. Complete the recall to get $500, plus a warranty worth thousands. Schedule today at CumminsRecall.com.
Voters are listening to the radio, tons of them. If you're running for office, radio is where people are actually tuned in, not swiping past ads. Connect with communities everywhere and get on the air in just 48 hours. Visit winwithiheart.com. That's winwithiheart.com.
Therapy Thursday is now a podcast. Listen to me, Ellen Kay, Ryan Mano, and therapist Sarah Dash on the iHeart app or wherever you get your podcasts. Therapy Thursday, the podcast.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-506-9295. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-506-9295. That's 800-506-9295. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Lots of places can expose you to identity theft, but that's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity, which is way more than anyone can do on their own. If they find anything suspicious, like new loans or changes in your financial accounts, they'll alert you right away, all through text, phone, email, or the LifeLock app. Get the alerts that can make all the difference. Save up to 30% off your first year with the promo code BECK. LifeLock.com. 800-LifeLock. 1-800-LifeLock or LifeLock.com. Use the promo code BECK at LifeLock.com.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Gold and silver recently soared to record highs, then pulled back, and they're high again. So are metals still a good buy? Well, many Wall Street experts predict higher prices ahead. And why is that? Trillions of dollars in national debt, a declining dollar, and inflation that keeps shrinking our savings. Gold remains a historical hedge for wealth protection. Call Lear Capital for a free gold kit. Call 800-225-8100, 800-225-8100, Lear Capital, 800-225-8100. 8100.
Seeing termite dropping 7 months later means they're still active. Call Pacific Coast Termite for a free inspection. With Orange Oil and Ultraset, there's no tinting, no moving out, and no toxic gas. Plus, get 10% off and a free 2-year warranty. Call 800-PACIFIC. Some restrictions apply.
KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk.
On the next Bill Handel Show, there's a surge in green burials, a natural way for your loved ones to decompose. I'm a big fan of decomposition. That's coming up tomorrow morning after 8 o'clock on the next Bill Handel Show.
KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeart Radio app. Freddy Escobar, the president of the LA Fire Department Union, coming on right after 4 o'clock to talk about his federal lawsuit against Karen Bass. She tried to destroy his reputation when he told the truth that she had defunded the police department. So we'll get Freddy Escobar on right after Debra's news. We have a new Super Score subscriber. What do they call it?
Super Chat.
Super Chat. Right. Okay. Diesel 2276. Here is his comment. If you want to know what LA looks like at night, ask any night shift worker. My warehouse is located right outside of downtown LA. The busted up streets, the zombies, the criminals everywhere. Yeah. That doesn't make the Karen Bass campaign commercial, does it? Well, Diesel 2276, thank you very much for the super chat. All right. Now, I saved this for you because I know this is going to be an issue.
Oh.
Scientists have discovered a disturbing list of problems in the human brain. It looks eerily similar to Alzheimer's disease after as little as one sleepless night. Your brain starts showing signs of Alzheimer's disease. It looks similar. It's not the big A yet, but it's similar problems.
Lowercase? Okay.
After one sleepless night. A team from the University of Ibadan in Nigeria reviewed a large collection of medical studies focused on sleep deprivation, memory, and brain function over the last 25 years. How does missing sleep damage the brain? Even a short period of insomnia or restlessness caused widespread problems. Weakened connections between brain cells, memory-damaging inflammation, toxins building up, and fewer new brain cells are created. You end up with a deficit because there's brain cells dying all the time and you create new ones.
Yeah.
It mirrors Alzheimer's. They looked at adults from 18 to 64. Do you get 7 to 9 hours a night?
Absolutely not.
What do you get? Maybe 4?
Well,
0?
Maybe 4. Maybe 4.
4 every night?
Once in a while, when I take my prescribed sleeping pill, I might get 7, but it's not uninterrupted. I always wake up and then at least when I take the sleeping pill, I can go back to sleep. Maybe when I take some NyQuil, same thing.
Wow.
But yeah, I'm so screwed.
You have more, this is all bad. You have more trouble learning. Like, you don't even have a mild case. You have a severe case.
I do. And you know what? To be perfectly honest, this has always been the case. I have never been a good sleeper, ever.
Well, people with this condition have more trouble learning new things, forget more easily.
That explains it.
They have more false memories. So
false memories?
Yeah. So when you tell me stories, they may not be true.
They're all true.
No, not according to this research. Mood and decision-making issues.
No, I don't know. Well, yes.
Harder time processing emotional memories. Now, you know what the cure is?
What? Sleep?
Getting sleep. These disruptions result in significant deficits in learning, memory acquisition, and synaptic efficiency. No, synaptic efficacy.
Mm-hmm.
Short periods of sleep deprivation cause measurable reductions in synaptic plasticity and memory function. I don't know what that is, but that sounds bad.
It does.
It sounds like you're...
It sounds like I already have most of these things.
Looks like you... Yes, memory trouble, forgetfulness, brain inflammation looks just like early signs of Alzheimer.
I'm going to ask my doctor to send me a prescription for an MRI.
Yeah, well, you ought to
and then we'll dissect it.
You ought to take this in. I mean, this is practically a disability here.
Oh. Disability.
That's right. I think you could just go on government assistance. Yeah, that's right.
Bye, John. It's been nice working with you.
That's right. I'll just send my tax money over to you, and you can spend it on sleeping pills. When we come back, it's going to be Freddy Escobar. He is the president of the Los Angeles Fire Department Union. And Bass launched a smear campaign against him when he told the truth and said that Bass is not providing the money and the resources. We can't fight fires effectively. And then Palisades happened. And then he went to town saying, see, I told you. That's exactly what I warned you of. And then Bass really tried to defame him. And he ended up getting investigated for an overtime issue that didn't exist. We'll explain all this. Freddy Escobar, and he says what's on his mind. Debra Mark is live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
KFI and KOST HD2, Los Angeles, Orange County. More stimulating talk.
Deadly shooting at a mosque. I'm Debra Mark, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. 2 teens, 17 and 19, have killed 3 men, including a security guard, in a shooting at the Islamic Center of San Diego. The mosque is next to an Arabic school, and all the kids did get out safely. Director of the Islamic Center of San Diego, Imam Tahan Hussein, says it was completely unexpected.
I know it's time of sorrow, time of sadness. We have never experienced a tragedy like this before.
Authorities say they're working to find the motive. President Trump says the shooting was a terrible situation.
I've been given some early updates, but we're going to be going back and looking at it very strongly.
Among those killed was a mosque security guard who police say played a pivotal role in keeping the attack from being worse. The wind-driven fire in Simi Valley has burned more than 720 acres. It's still 0% surrounded. It was first reported just before 11 this morning on Sandy Drive, prompted evacuation orders and warnings. Police believe a tractor hitting a rock may have started it. Ventura County Fire spokesman Andrew Dowd says crews are facing wind gusts of nearly 40 miles per hour.
We have at least 200 firefighters actively engaged in this firefight, both from the air and from the ground. So we have fixed-wing aircraft making retardant drops on the fire's edge and ahead of the fire to help slow the spread.
A temporary evacuation center is open at Rancho Santa Susana Community Park. Large animals can be taken to the Ventura County Fairgrounds. The city of LA has created a new dashboard listing its top 100 problem rental properties.
The new tool features a search engine to find violations at specific addresses. It also has a map showing more than 44,000 properties with complaints against them. It documents more than 55,000 illegal evictions, nearly 39,000 illegal rent increases, more than 32,000 complaints about a reduction of services, and more than 24,000 harassment cases. The Hillside Villa Apartments in Chinatown accounts for the most offenses of all, with nearly 200 violation cases. Daniel Martindale, KFI News.
Governor Newsom and Attorney General Bonta have secured penalties against Huntington Beach for violating state housing law.
The San Diego Superior Court has ordered the city of Huntington Beach to cough up civil penalties of $160,000, followed by $50,000 a month starting in June for violating California's housing law. In 2023, Newsom and Bonta accused the city of not creating more affordable housing for residents and not complying with the state's housing law. The courts also ordered Huntington Beach to adopt a compliant housing element by May 28th. Bonta called the penalty a costly lesson that shows no city is above the law. Mark Ronner, KFI News.
Public health officials in LA County have reported a confirmed case of measles in a person who recently traveled overseas. It's the 5th case of measles reported by the county this year. The latest infected person arrived at the Tom Bradley terminal at LAX Thursday on Alaska Airlines flight 1354. People who were at Terminal B from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. that day may have been exposed to the measles virus. A judge in New York has ruled a gun and notebook that prosecutors say link Luigi Mangione to the killing of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson can be used as evidence in his murder trial. ABC's Peter Haralambous says prosecutors pushed to use evidence that police seized from Mangione's backpack after he was arrested for the shooting in 2024.
Including the alleged murder weapon and writings that prosecutors say amount to a confession. Mangione's lawyers have argued that police violated his rights by searching that backpack without immediately obtaining a search warrant.
The judge ruled evidence found during the initial search of Mangione's backpack during his arrest at a McDonald's restaurant must be suppressed. We're going to get an update on the 405 next.
Here's a question. How many brokers does it take to insure your business? If you're like most business owners, the answer is too many. Multiple policies, multiple applications, no clear view of how it all fits together. And when questions come up, it's not easy to get all the answers. SuperSure will change that. They'll give you clarity. One broker for all your business insurance, backed by a team that works with you year-round, not just at renewal. And if you've ever stared at a policy wondering what it actually covers, SuperSure has a fine print fax tool that translates the legal jargon into plain English, so you know what's covered and what's not. And right now, you can go to supersure.com and get a full report on your current policies, no obligation. Find out if you're overinsured, underinsured, somewhere in between. Go to supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, and all your policies in one place. Go to supersure.com. That's supersure.com.
Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
Southland weather from KFI. Sunny tomorrow, warm around 80 metro LA, mid to upper 80s in the valleys, mid 70s and windy for the high desert, low to mid 70s at the beaches, upper 70s to low 80s in Lindosi and the IE, windy for the IE. Right now, 73 in Tustin, it's 63 in Laguna Beach, 80 in Chatsworth, it's 77 in Van Nuys. The KFI financial update brought to you by SuperSure, supersure.com, one super agency, one powerful platform, all your business insurance in one place. The Dow closed up 160, S&P 500 down 5, NASDAQ down 134. Back to the 405 in North Hills.
I've got some good news. They got that stuck big rig out of lanes on the 405 northbound before Nordhoff Street. It was in the 2 right. They've hooked it up and hauled it away. So now we're still dealing with quite the backup out of West LA, leaving Santa Monica Boulevard. Also tough out in San Bernardino with a wreck on the 210 eastbound before H Street. At last check, jackknife big rig in the 2 right lanes sends you back from the 215. And we're also looking at the drive into Corona. This is the 91 eastbound. Delays out of Anaheim, leaving the 57 freeway. On and off ahead all the way to Green River and also Corona South 15, loading up from the 91, heading towards Wyrick Road. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
Just call Sweet James at 1-800-9-million. Just call Sweet James, your accident attorney.
Sweet James Accident Attorneys. Office in Los Angeles, California, and sweetjames.com.
Lose the weight. Feel incredible. Just call 1-800-WEST Medical.
Wait! Before you change the station, listen to this.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll also get a vacation voucher and a tax deduction.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
KFI AM 640.
An iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human.
John Kobylt Show, KFI AM 640, live everywhere on the iHeart Radio app. Hello there. We're on together. Debra's back today. You can hear us on the radio, obviously, KFI AM 640, streaming. You can watch us on YouTube. You subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@JohnKobyltShow, youtube.com/@JohnKobyltShow. We are 19 subscribers away from 7,000. So get moving. We should hit 7,000 in a few minutes. 19 away from 7,000. And also the podcast after 6 o'clock, John Kobylt Show on demand. There is no longer any excuse for not keeping track of everything we're doing. First up is going to be Freddy Escobar this hour. Freddy is been with the Los Angeles Fire Department for 36 years, and he's been elected president of the United Firefighters of Los Angeles, Local 112. That is the fire department union. And he's been president for a while. And Karen Bass tried to take him out because he went public before and after the fire saying we are underfunded. And after the fire happened, he joined Kristen Crowley and said, we told you, see, this is what happened. Fire department didn't have the resources to fight that thing effectively. And Bass got rid of Kristen Crowley and tried to destroy Freddy Escobar. They conjured up some fake overtime scandal, and he's suing a federal lawsuit against the smear campaign that Bass initiated. We're going to get all the details here from Freddy himself. Freddy Escobar, welcome to the John Kobylt Show again. How are you?
Hey, John, thank you for having me, and thank you for continuing to follow this because it is an injustice of what has occurred to me, my family, and most important, the membership at UFLAC, but also the residents of Los Angeles. Kristen Crowley did get removed for telling the truth, and they sabotaged, and unfortunately, they used our affiliate, whose organization that is supposed to take care of our benefits and our wages and our rights to bring me down, and it's hurt Local 112 in the city of Los Angeles.
Let's talk about what Bass did to you. You were public for a long time before and after the fire, and you supported Kristen Crowley after the fire because she told the truth, as you did. Now, what did Bass specifically try to do to you?
Well, they did. They silenced us. Since my removal 1 year, May 5th, 2025 to May 2026, UFLAC has not gone publicly, go ahead and being critical on the mayor of an underfunded, understaffed fire department, period. They did that. They silenced us. They put us in conservatorship. The IFF did not allow the membership to speak out against it. They silenced our voice. She did it with the IFF.
And
right
explain who the IFF is.
IFF is our affiliate organization that is supposed to protect our rights. And, what they came in, they did a complete overreach of what was right and wrong. I mean, at the end of it, I was charged with 7 charges, 4 of them being very, they were heavy charges, and they were dismissed. Incompetency, dismissed. Negligency, failure of duty, dismissed. Breach of fiduciary duty, dismissed. And the person that's acting president today in my position, he pled guilty to breach of fiduciary duties, and he was returned. And I wasn't by the IFF, which is completely wrong. My membership see this. Everybody sees this as a political hit to silence us. It's election time. I was very critical. I'm continuing to be critical. We're understaffed, underfunded, fire department. We have to do we have to do a measure on our backs to fund the fire department correctly. And unfortunately, this is what they had to do to silence me. But I'm going to continue to tell the truth, to represent the members that I was elected to do. And we need this measure to pass, and we need to continue to hold Mayor Bass accountable. And they should be worried. They should be worried about Spencer Pratt and this mayor's race, because the residents are tired of what's happening out in the streets. We're not ready for the 2026 World Cup. For sure, we're not ready for the Olympics. It's not safe. I see it every single day. I report to duty.
So what is your status now? I mean, you're the elected president, but you can't actually run things?
Correct. So right now, I am going through the appeal process, and all this stuff is done purposely.
And what are you appealing? Did some of the charges, did they find you guilty on some of it?
Yes, there's 4 charges that they found me, guilty of, unbecoming of an associate member. The other one is bad bookkeeping, and the other one is engaging in detrimental best interests of the association. I should have known better, but I didn't.
Oh, what this is all for speaking out against her that turns into charges?
Well, the IFF came in during that time.
Wait, conduct unbecoming, and it's about criticizing Bass.
That is correct.
Oh, come on.
And to me, I'm just telling the truth. When they asked me about Kristen Crowley, let's talk about Kristen. The mayor removed Chief Crowley for telling the truth. The mayor said that they didn't tell her about the weather. Okay, let's just go back in history. If we had to tell the mayor that these winds were coming, right, number one is she shouldn't be the mayor.
Well,
everybody knew these winds were coming.
Have you seen there's a new book coming out by a CBS correspondent? His last name is Vigliotti, and they ran an excerpt in the California Post. And according to his multiple sources, she was told that about the bad weather coming before she left for Africa. So he has multiple sources saying that she lied.
Oh, yeah. And nothing happened to her. So that's one. Number 2, she said that the budget wasn't cut. Not true. You have myself going at that time, it was in 2024, December, going to fire commission, going to city council, warning them, if you continue to cut our budget, something bad is going to happen. And it happened on January 7th. It's just terrible that what has occurred to myself, my family, but also what has occurred to the membership, because we do not have a voice out there right now speaking on a regular basis and being critical to Mayor Bass. And they did it purposely, in my opinion, because of the mayor's race.
Right. So the whole everybody in
the
the fire department is taken out of public debate for the remainder of the mayor's race because of the action they've taken against you.
Well, they're for sure silent. I don't hear anybody coming out every single day like I was doing. I was being very, very critical, but I was being factual.
Yeah. No,
right?
you've been telling the truth. All right. Can you hang on? I want to talk when we come back. I want to talk about the conversation or conversations that you and Bass had, they were pretty heated in the days after the fire when you were telling her the truth in person to her face. And I also want to talk about this wild statistic that for some reason does not seem to get any traction in the media. And that's the 17,000 fires that all the vagrants are starting every day that you guys have to deal with. It's just such a tremendous, overwhelming number of fires that the homeless is starting. So more with Freddy Escobar coming up, still the elected president of the fire union, and he's filing a federal lawsuit against Bass. Oh, we got to talk about the details, specific details of the lawsuit, what Escobar is accusing Bass of. That's all ahead. Deborah Mark is live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Here is the latest. A deadly shooting happened today at the Islamic Center in San Diego. And at least 200 firefighters are battling a fire in Simi Valley that now has burned more than 800 acres. We'll have more at the bottom of the hour, going to the 405 next.
It's a fact. Spring is the best time of year for used cars. GiveMeTheVin.com wants to buy your car, whether it's your daily driver, pickup truck, SUV, minivan, or exotic. If Give Me the VIN does not beat a deal from CarMax or Carvana, they'll pay you $100. You go to GiveMeTheVin.com, enter your car's VIN number or license plate number. You get an offer back in minutes, well above any dealer quote. You can go to one of their pickup locations or they'll come to you. It's easy, it's fast, it's GiveMeTheVin.com, America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
From your Toyota dealer's traffic center, we make it easy, slow on the 405 in Irvine.
It's the northbound side crowding up, leaving the 133. You remain on the brakes in stretches all the way to Brookhurst in Fountain Valley. And the drive in Irvine on the 5 northbound also becoming crowded at the 133 freeway, staying slow and steady all the way to Harbor and Anaheim. Tough in Norwalk, 605 northbound loading up at Rosecrans, and you're on the brakes ahead all the way to the 60. And it's very slow in the Cajon Pass, 15 northbound from Glen Helen Parkway to Cleghorn. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
Inheriting a home can be overwhelming. Between the repairs and the time it takes for everything to get ready to sell, it's more trouble than it's worth. So you call Seller's Advantage. Here's a real customer who inherited a home. And he wrote, it would have taken us a lot of time, money, and headaches to get the property in shape. I heard about Seller's Advantage from radio commercials and decided to give them a try. And their offer was reasonable. We accepted it, and they took care of all the physical effort and legal complexities. We closed within 3 weeks. Call Seller's Advantage right now. 888-321-AS-IS, 888-321-AS-IS, 888-321-2747, sellersadvantage.com for a free no-obligation cash offer.
Seller's Advantage will buy your home, make it easy so that you don't have to worry. Sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
DRA number 01961658, Providence Realty, DRE 01915212.
This June, the world comes to Los Angeles. Kick off FIFA World Cup 2026 at the FIFA Fan Festival at the iconic Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. Watch matches live on giant screens. Feel every goal with thousands of fans. And celebrate with music, culture, and flavors from around the world. Join us June 11th through 14th, opening weekend, as the tournament kicks off in Los Angeles. Tickets are just $10 and kids under 12 are free. Get yours now at LosAngelesFWC26.com.
This is Sarah Spain with the latest from iHeart Women's Sports. Presented by Capital One. Today marks the tip-off of the WNBA's historic 30th season, with 2 new teams joining the league, the Toronto Tempo and the Portland Fire, to bring the total to 15 for the 2026 season. The Las Vegas Aces are the returning champs, led by 4-time WNBA MVP A'ja Wilson. 3 games on the slate tonight. For more women's sports stories, subscribe to Good Game with Sarah Spain on iHeart Podcasts. Capital One is a founding partner of iHeart Women's Sports Network. Earn unlimited double miles on every purchase with the Capital One Venture X Business Card. Big purchasing power means you can spend more and earn more. The Capital One Venture X Business Card. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
This report is sponsored by the San Bernardino County Registrar of Voters. The San Bernardino County Registrar of Voters reminds San Bernardino County residents to vote early in the June 2nd California primary election. Learn about ways to vote, your polling place, and more at elections.sbcounty.gov.
Call Lear Capital for your free gold investment kit, 800-225-8100.
Imagine a scenario where you or your loved one faces a threat. Your first instinct might be to use lethal force, but it's crucial to consider a less lethal alternative first to avoid the legal complications. Introducing Byrna. Byrna's less lethal launcher. This device is equipped with chemical irritants and kinetic rounds, designed to incapacitate an attacker for up to 40 minutes, providing a critical window for you to escape. Here's a real-life account from a Byrna customer named Adam. While heading to his night shift, Adam encountered a road-raging driver who swerved dangerously, stopped abruptly, and aggressively approached him. Adam dialed 911 and protected himself with his Byrna launcher. He aimed the laser at the aggressor's chest, which immediately de-escalated the situation. The driver returned to his vehicle and awaited the police. That night, Byrna saved 2 lives. Byrna is legal in all 50 states, requires no background checks, and can be conveniently shipped directly to your door. Over 750,000 units sold. Visit Byrna.com. That's BYRNA.com.
Hi, this is Dave Roberts. Heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, that's a risk. That's why everyone needs a medical emergency kit at urgentcarekit.com/blue.
True Green, the easiest way to get a golf course quality lawn. Don't wait. Sign up at truegreen.com and get your first application for $9.95. True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour. Let the pros do the work so you can enjoy your weekend. Hurry, offer ends 5/21. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
This is KFI.
Why is it that if you are a conservative, you must be for guns in the position of the NRA? You have to be in lockstep. I mean, across the board.
Bill Handel, tomorrow morning at 6 on KFI AM 640.
If you're not in lockstep with whatever position, then I guess you are some kind of enemy. There's no such thing as, say, you know what, I'm a Democrat, but I believe in heavy duty, for example, border enforcement. You can't do that. You can't do it.
More stimulating talk.
iHeartRadio Broadway plays Broadway's biggest hits 24/7. From the shows that have taken home Tony Awards in the past.
Alexander Hamilton.
With you
To the new shows hoping to win their own on June 6th.
I wanna belong to someone.
Get your musical fix now. All Broadway, all the time. Search iHeartRadio Broadway on the free iHeartRadio app.
iHeartRadio.
KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk.
Gen Z says there are no jobs for them.
How is that even possible if the economy's trucking along and unemployment is so low?
The catch-22 that older generations don't see. Tomorrow, starting at noon on Monks and Merrill. KFI AM 640.
All right, $1,000 now.
Now is your opportunity to win $1,000. Yeah! Just enter the nationwide keyword on our website, COIN. That's COIN, COIN. Enter it now at KFIAM640.com/cash. Brought to you by Sweet James Accident Attorneys. Office in Los Angeles, California, and sweetjames.com.
Coin. Enter that at KFIAM640.com/cash. You get an email if you win. Check the junk and spam folder too. And winning keyword changes every hour, every weekday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Next chance to win here is at 5:20 on KFI. We go back to Freddy Escobar, the elected president of the Los Angeles Fire Department Union, who is filing a federal lawsuit against Karen Bass, who launched a smear campaign to try to destroy him after he privately and publicly criticized Bass for cutting the fire department budget repeatedly and leaving them without enough resources to fight that Palisades fire or anything else. Can you, Freddie, can you tell us what the specific charges that are in the lawsuit? What are you claiming? Since it's a federal lawsuit, why is that?
Unfortunately, I don't have my attorney here with me, and so I can't tell you all these technicalities. But I could tell you that the lawsuit was filed simply because, I am not going to stop fighting for what's right. And I've been not going to get punished for telling the truth. And that's exactly what occurred. The IFF came in, complete overreach, because this could have been handled by a simple conversation. On May 5th of 2025, our voice was silenced. We have not said, we're not as critical as we were with Mayor Bass, and that's what she wanted. And now that the mayor's race is going on, I'm telling the truth. Chief Crowley told the truth. And I think a lot of people, because I work a lot in the field, I'm in CD1, I'm in CD10, and we see the homelessness crisis happening every single day. And the residents are simply just tired. They don't feel safe. And I think a lot of resonating with Spencer Pratt right now. And that's the reality of it.
17,000 fires started last year by the homeless that the fire department had to respond to. Describe what that's done to the LA Fire Department.
Let me break it down to you every single day. 47 homeless fires a day. 47 throughout the city of Los Angeles. They're all the way from little rubbish fires, paper fires, to commercial fires, destroying businesses, destroying jobs, and they go into residentials, into the alleys, destroying property every single day. I work, I go to these incidents, and this is simply what we're saying, is the homeless crisis is destroying Los Angeles. There is no enforcement. And it's different because you got 15 council districts. The council districts where I work are CD1 and CD10, and CD1 and CD13, and both of those council members are socialists, and so there's no enforcement there. You go to CD11, where you live, Tracy Parks District, there's an enforcement there.
Yes.
He fights against all of it with the few others, with your John Lees, with your Monica Rodriguez, and with McCosker off the top of my head.
My district looks dramatically different than the other districts, and it's entirely due to Tracy Parks' work.
And enforcement of the ordinance. And so think about it. She did not get the endorsement of the California Federation. I'm a registered Dem. I was involved with them when I was there every single day, fighting their craziness. The Democratic Party does not exist anymore. They've lost me. They do not exist. She's running against a candidate by the name of Faiza Malik, who's a complete socialist.
Yeah.
So and to even think that she's getting any type of support when she is truly changing the residents there, their livelihood, their kids are able to go to school. She's enforcing, she doesn't want needles or homelessness by the schools. It's ludicrous that we're having this discussion. It's ludicrous regarding the mayor's race, the governor's race. And I believe the Democratic Party, the true Democrats, are tired of this socialist takeover.
I only got 2 more minutes. One more question. Talk about the conversation with Karen Bass after the fire, because that's what led her to launch this smear campaign against you. What happened in that conversation? I don't know how much you can tell, but
I mean, all I could tell you is that I told the truth. Chief Crowley told the truth, and when we walked out of that building, I was going to stand by Chief Crowley, and the members were going to stand by her because she told the truth. And
the truth was, you told her directly that her cuts has severely compromised the LA Fire Department.
Absolutely. And that the chief made a decision on a financial decision, that there wasn't 2,000 apparatuses to hold these people over, that also there is an investigation occurring. The reasons that they fired Chief Crowley, they're simply not true. She should have just fired her for firing her. But the mayor decided to say the 3 reasons why they fired her, which is not true, because none of that is true. And just like I, at the time, as the elected president and active president, speaking on behalf of the members, I was very, very critical. Understaffed, underfunded fire department for the last 3-4 decades. We had more firefighters when I came on the job in 1989. UFLAC has to put a measure on labor's back, and nobody likes at all new taxes. But this tax is specifically written to make sure that the horseshoe, the 15 council members, don't touch it, and it goes to a funded fire department for 2026. It was a vision I had in 2025. I got great guys behind it to champion it, and I'm glad they're moving forward with it. But there's still a lot of work to do, and we got to bring it to the finish line for the residents of Los Angeles.
All right, Freddie, I got to go. We'll talk again soon. Freddie Escobar, president of the LA Fire Department. Federal lawsuit against Karen Bass. Debra Mark live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
3 people, including a security guard, have been killed in a shooting at the Islamic Center in San Diego. Police say 2 teenagers, 17 and 19, went into the building and shot at people before they killed themselves, so a total of 5 dead. Chief Scott Wall says when officers arrived, they did not shoot at the shooters.
They began to make entry into the Islamic Center. They observed 3 deceased bodies outside of the center.
He says at this stage, authorities are treating it as a hate crime. The news is brought to you by Seller's Advantage. 200 firefighters battling a fire in Simi Valley that has darkened more than 800 acres. It's still 0% surrounded. The Sandy fire was first reported before 11 this morning near Sandy Avenue. Evacuation orders are in effect, with evacuation warnings extending toward Thousand Oaks. At least 1 home has been burned. Ventura County Fire spokesman Andrew Dowd told KTLA there is a multi-department response.
We are working with fixed-wing aircraft and rotor-wing, our helicopters, water-dropping helicopters, as well as firefighters, boots on the ground, making an aggressive firefight, providing both structured defense and supporting evacuations.
A temporary evacuation center is open at Rancho Santa Susana Community Park. Large animals can be taken to the Ventura County Fairgrounds. California Attorney General Bonta says conditions inside the state's ICE facilities are inhumane and cruel. He says his department has issued a report on the conditions inside 7 detention facilities that shows detainees are often living in overcrowded conditions and not getting enough food.
Tell that statement from DHS to the detainee who didn't have their medication, who didn't get a screening, who didn't have a follow-up appointment, had that follow-up appointment canceled, who couldn't have access to clean water.
He says he thinks a lot of the people inside the facilities can be released on bond. San Francisco DA Brooke Jenkins says a recent court ruling means more criminals will be allowed to walk free in California with devastating consequences for public safety. The California Supreme Court ruled on April 30th that bail for accused criminals must be attainable, and only those accused of violent crimes can be held in jail pending trial. The DA's office's defense lawyers quickly cited the decision in requesting the release of more than 90 people being held for drug dealing, theft, and other crimes. Tech billionaire and commencement speaker Eric Schmidt has gotten a cold reception at the University of Arizona.
The former Google CEO was booed during a speech about AI during the commencement on Friday. He drew a parallel between artificial intelligence and the transformative impact of the computer, being met with loud boos before urging graduates to embrace freedom, open debate, equality, and the willingness to engage in ideas with people they disagree with. A petition went around calling for the removal of Schmidt as the speaker earlier in the week. Students cited a sexual assault lawsuit against Schmidt and his ties to U.S. military efforts. Mark Mayfield, KFI News.
We're going to the 710 next.
Lasting Smiles dental implants. We had a huge response to the April Smile special, so I got them to extend it into May. But they're only offering a limited number of spots at these prices. So if you've been dealing with a disgusting mouth, ugly, missing, rotted teeth, and you're waiting around for the right deal, well, this is the right deal. Go do something about it. You'll get a free comprehensive dental plan with 3D imaging, a custom treatment plan. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. And payments as low as $149 a month on approved credit. This is limited. A limited offer, first come, first serve. Call now and lock in your spot. Mention KFI or John to get this incredible deal. We charge them more if I sneeze during the spot. LastingSmiles.com, LastingSmiles.com. Call them now, 844-GO-SMILE, 844-GO-SMILE, 844-GO-SMILE.
Southland weather from KFI. Sunny and warm tomorrow. Highs around 80. Metro LA. Mid to upper 80s in the valleys. Mid 70s and windy in the high desert. Low to mid 70s at the beaches. Upper 70s to low 80s inland OC and the IE. It is going to be windy in the IE. Right now, 68 in San Juan Capistrano and 74 in Staten. Slow on the 710 in Long Beach.
It's that northbound side, and northbound lanes of the 710 are really filling in all the way from the south end of the freeway as you continue in stretches all the way back towards the 105. You've got a decent opening until you make your way towards the 5 freeway. After that, heading into East LA, you're on the brakes ahead, approaching the 60, taking you all the way to the 10. Also in Pasadena, the eastbound side of the 210, slowing in away from the 134 freeway as you continue all the way towards Citrus, and looking tough out of Brea, 57 northbound from just about Lambert all the way to the 60. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
If you've seen termites, wings, or droppings, it's time to call Pacific Coast Termite for a free written inspection. And with Pacific Coast Termite, they use orange oil and Ultraset for treatment. There's no tenting, no move out, and no pumping your home with poisonous gas. You, the kids, and pets can even stay home while they work. Call now for a 10% discount on termite services and a free 2-year warranty. Plus, get 90-day same-as-cash financing on approved credit. Call 800-PACIFIC. Some restrictions apply.
Train wreck after train wreck. Finally, someone to talk you through it. Therapy Thursday is a new iHeart podcast with licensed therapist Sarah Dash. I'm Ellen Kay along with Ryan Manno. Join us on the iHeart app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job in ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter.
Wilshire Law Firm. Born in L.A., built in L.A., fighting for L.A. We stand up for the people who make it great. Wilshire Law Firm is in Los Angeles, California.
I feel incredible because I called 1-800-WEST Medical.
This is Jacob Emrani. When you need help after an accident, I'm here for you.
Accident or injury, call Jacob Emrani. Call Jacob.
Do you ever feel like stress and anxiety are running your life, affecting your reactions, your decisions, even your relationships? You're not alone, and it doesn't have to stay that way. For decades, millions have turned to the best-selling book, Dianetics, The Modern Science of Mental Health, for a true understanding of the human mind and why we sometimes think, feel, and act in self-defeating ways. Now you can experience the power of Dianetics for yourself at a live weekend seminar. At a Dianetics seminar, you'll learn exactly how the mind works, gain control over your life, and achieve true happiness. A single weekend can change everything. Register today and take charge of your mental health. Go to Dianetics.org/seminar. That's Dianetics.org/seminar.
We post it, you see it. It's like radio, but without the need for all that annoying imagination. Follow us now on all the socials at KFI AM 640.
KFI AM 640 live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app. John Kobylt Show continues. Moist line for Friday is 877-MOIST-86, 877-MOIST-86, or use the talkback feature on the iHeartRadio app. And we're going to read some of your comments at the end of the hour, including another super comment. No, what is it called? A super chat.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Last week, Karen Bass ended up bringing a lot of ridicule on herself because she was at some event. She was speaking to people. I don't know specifically what this was, but she started carrying on about the bad teeth that meth addicts have. Listen to this. Oh, you want to play it? The first one.
How many people who are unhoused that you meet have no teeth at all? They don't have teeth. Why? Because meth rots your teeth. You can't succeed without teeth. So there needs to be comprehensive health care provided to people.
We need comprehensive health care because Karen Bass hands out meth pipes for free to meth addicts. It rots their teeth, and then she comes back and says, well, now you got to pay for their new teeth. Remember, we told you earlier in the show that in Santa Monica, they found 8 bodies in a half-square-mile area, all near Reed Park, which is where they hand out free crack pipes and meth pipes and needles to inject heroin and fentanyl. And now 8 of those customers, it's a harm reduction center. And 8 of those customers have been found dead in just the last 4 weeks. That's considered harm reduction by these lunatics. So now you heard Bass. Once that clip went viral, was played all over the place, you heard the whole city scream, "Stop giving them the meth pipes. Arrest the meth pushers. Arrest the drug addicts and force them into treatment." That's what everybody wants here. So she had to go on Channel 7 and try to explain herself further. Play cut 1.
Also on homelessness, at the pantry earlier this week, you were talking about comprehensive health care for the unhoused. And you talked about how many of the unhoused, because of their meth use, lose their teeth.
That's right.
Who would pay for the dental care for the unhoused?
When I say comprehensive health care, it's actually what people can get from Medi-Cal. The problem is that the linkage isn't made with the people and the services.
So
and
that would be
that system,
taxpayers?
well, we already pay for it. It's already paid for. It's the linkage that hasn't happened.
The reaction to that, though, was, why isn't the mayor doing more to address the meth use in the first place? What are you doing to address the drug use so we don't have to pay for dental care?
And let me just 100%. Let me just tell you that when I came in, we started, even though it is not the city's role to provide health care, it is the county. That was not enough for me. I said we have to provide it ourselves. So we took lawsuit money from tobacco and we established contracts with drug-related organizations, substance abuse organizations.
Who then handed out the meth pipes.
So some of those people we can refer to a drug treatment program.
That was circular nonsense. She 100% agrees with it, and she took tobacco money and gave it to nonprofits. So what are the nonprofits doing? They are enabling even more meth addicts to lose their teeth. And we got a press conference going on in San Diego?
This is an update on that shooting at the mosque where 2 teenage shooters, they killed themselves, but they are allegedly responsible for the shooting. So I wanted to know if you wanted to dip into this.
Let's see what's going on.
Officers were in the area, still talking with mom, trying to piece together where they might be, the locations that she felt that they would be at. And that was just a few blocks away. Those officers, once they heard what was happening at the Islamic Center, immediately dispatched themselves to the mosque. And just to recap what we talked about earlier, when officers arrived on scene, they came across, in some form or fashion, 3 deceased individuals, victims. One was a security guard at the center. Let's get the big guy. We'll get some questions in just a minute, sir. Thank you. Because of what the officers were encountering, and because we know that this is a large gathering facility with kids, with adults, with community members from throughout our county, officers immediately began to enter the facility, utilizing our active shooter protocol, looking for a suspect or 2. At about the same time as they were making entry and searching through the facility, room by room, we received calls of a vehicle a couple blocks away that was shooting at a landscaper. The landscaper is going to be okay, but we are still investigating that scene. It appears he may have been shot in the helmet that deflected and saved his life, but that is not totally confirmed at this point. A couple blocks away from there, we also received a call where a community member reported our 2 suspects in a vehicle, and it appeared they had gunshot wounds, and upon our arrival, we determined they were deceased. We're in the process of serving search warrants that will continue tonight and on into the days ahead. We're going to continue following any leads and any information that comes forward, as we're all focused on figuring out how this happened and what could we have done to prevent it. I will end by saying it's not a cliche. If you see something, if you hear something, if you know something, that is an integral part of preventing things like this from happening. And it's an integral part for us to be able to take that information, utilize the tools that we have to try to prevent something like this from happening. So with that, I'm going to bring up Mark Remley from the FBI to discuss a little bit more information.
Thank you all for coming. And thank you, Chief. My name is Mark Remley. I am the Special Agent in charge of the FBI San Diego Field Office. As was reported earlier, 3 adults have lost their lives in today's senseless act of violence. We also know the 2 teenage subjects responsible are also deceased. The FBI is determined to uncover all the facts associated with this incident and learn why this shooting occurred at the Islamic Center of San Diego. Here's what we know at this time after our preliminary assessment and working closely with our law enforcement partners to gather evidence. Victim specialists deployed to the Reunification Center at 4125 Hathaway in San Diego. We're also having additional victim services personnel deploy from our headquarters in Washington, D.C. to assist with the families that have been impacted. Our bomb techs have cleared the vehicle associated with the subjects.
Okay, I guess we could drop out of this because they don't have any specifics as to who these 2 teenage boys are yet and, exactly what they did. I think that's all to come. All right, that was a live press conference down in San Diego about the shooting at the mosque. And we go to Deborah Mark live in the KFI 24-hour news.
Here is the latest. Well, as you've been hearing all day long, 3 men have been killed in that shooting at a mosque in San Diego, and both of the attackers are dead. And that fire in Simi Valley continues to grow. We'll have more at the top of the hour. We're going to check those freeways next.
Here's what your financial advisor won't tell you. By the time the news says to buy gold, it's too late. And right now, everybody's waiting on the ceasefire, waiting on the headlines, waiting to see what happens next. Gold isn't waiting for you, though. You can wait or you can prepare, but you can't do both. Noble Gold Investments helps Americans protect their savings with physical gold and silver. It's shipped to your door or it's held in a tax-advantaged IRA. Visit noblegoldinvestments.com, noblegoldinvestments.com. Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals involves risk. Consult with your tax or financial professional before making any investment decisions.
Southland weather from KFI: sunny tomorrow and warm, high 70s and 80s. This report brought to you by Anthem Blue Cross. From your Toyota dealer's traffic center, we make it easy. It's slow on the 210 in Pasadena.
It's the eastbound side. They're very busy as you get away from the 134 freeway, on and off the brakes all the way to Citrus, kind of crowded in San Dimas from the 57 to Foothill. And you've got some more heavy conditions through Upland as you make your way towards the 15. Now, the 15 northbound, very slow moving. This is leaving Sierra with a tough drive ahead all the way to Cleghorn. Southbound loading up as well from about Ranchero Road as you drop back down towards Cleghorn. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
Anthem Blue Cross and Chicas Verdes are helping students throughout Los Angeles learn how to grow and prepare their own healthy food. They're joined by Sparks and will provide education, recipes, and knowledge to students and families. Learn more at anthem.com/ca/Sparks. Anthem Blue Cross is the trade name of Blue Cross of California. This report is sponsored by Discover. When you hear a good deal, it's natural to do a double take. That's what you might do when you hear Discover will automatically double all the cash back you've earned on your credit card at the end of your first year with Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/credit card.
You know what your customers are doing right this second? The exact same thing you are, listening to me. Which, let's be honest, is kind of flattering. But my point is, ads on iHeartRadio actually get heard. In the car, at the gym, on the couch, while people are walking their dogs. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? You're a good boy. That's right. You're a good boy. So why not make the next ad about you? Get started today. Call 844-844-iHeart or go to iHeartAdvertising.com. That's 844-844-iHeart or iHeartAdvertising.com.
Call Lear Capital for your free gold investment kit. 800-225-8100.
My dad was my hero. I wanted to do something to help people just like he did. A few years ago, he was diagnosed with cancer from doing search and recovery at Ground Zero in the aftermath of 9/11. I was holding his hand when he took his last breath. I didn't want to let him go. First Responders Children's Foundation gave me a scholarship that changed my life. I'm a nurse now.
Go to firstrcf.org and make a difference today.
Hey, it's Neil Saavedra. The Fork Report has teamed up again with Wild Fork Foods and Big Green Egg for an Easter and summer kickoff you just don't want to miss. I'll also announce my Wild Fork pick of the week this week. 90% lean organic ground beef for only $7.50. And great meats deserve great grills. Fire up your Wild Fork finds on a Big Green Egg for bold, live fire flavor. Find a Wild Fork near you at wildfork.com and visit biggreenegg.com for a dealer near you. Experience the difference.
Lots of places can expose you to identity theft, but that's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity, which is way more than anyone can do on their own. If they find anything suspicious, like new loans or changes in your financial accounts, they'll alert you right away, all through text, phone, email, or the LifeLock app. Get the alerts that can make all the difference. Save up to 30% off your first year with the promo code BECK. LifeLock.com. 800-LifeLock. 1-800-LifeLock or LifeLock.com. Use the promo code BECK at LifeLock.com.
You need to lose 50 pounds or more. You've tried dieting. You've tried injections, but nothing has worked. This is not failure. You just need the right plan. Weight loss is complex. It can be affected by stress, depression, or genetics, and that means you deserve real medical support. At West Medical, your path forward is physician-guided and built around you. Take control of your health with a free consultation to start feeling incredible. 1-800-WEST-MEDICAL. That's 1-800-WEST-MEDICAL.
I feel incredible because I called 1-800-WEST-MEDICAL.
Gary and Shannon.
I'm surprised that people want to get rid of the gas tax. What are we going to do about the roads?
How the F does Kansas fix their roads? They don't have the gas tax. Oh, they just use the tax dollars that we already give them.
Tomorrow, 9 to noon on KFI AM 640.
The fact that people take that argument and they put a spoon in it and they effing eat it.
More stimulating talk.
No, it doesn't make any sense, Gary. And I may say a bad word.
Skip this. Tap that red talkback mic on the iHeartRadio app while listening to your favorite station.
You guys rock.
Instant feedback. And the best feature, if you mess up,
Hopefully I'm sending these messages correctly.
do it again. Leave a talkback now on the free iHeartRadio app.
KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk.
Gary and Shannon Show.
A woman in Oklahoma discovers her husband is actually a Canadian who faked his death 37 years ago. I love a double life story.
The Gary and Shannon Show starts tomorrow at 9.
KFI AM 640, more stimulating talk radio. After 5 o'clock, we're going to have Jamie Paige on from the California Post. They had a story. It's just so gross. The public libraries in LA, too many of them. No-go zones. You have had vagrants living in the libraries all day, every day, all the drug addicts and mental patients, and they're destroying the toilets, and they monopolize the computers. They watch porn. They take drugs all day, injecting, their heroin and fentanyl and meth and snorting the meth, and they even commit violent crimes. And they allow, Karen Bass allows this in the city. And it seems like most of the librarians go along with it too. It's been going on for a while, but they did quite a piece, and it's just shocking. All right, we are going to read some of the super chats and comments, and this is here's a super chat from Call Me Wheels 4806. We want a Debra cameo. All right, get in here.
A Debra cameo?
Yes, come here, show off your stuff.
Okay.
All right. And she's in a news booth right down the hall from me. So she's got to get out of her crazy box and run down the hall. Here's another one in the meantime. Terry Windsor of 1310. How can the city arrest the drug pushers when the city is pushing the drugs? Exactly. I wish I'd said it that way. It doesn't make sense. Make it make sense. All right, here she is. Debra Mark making her first appearance on the live stream.
To make sure my hair looks good.
Well, look at this.
I didn't have time to reapply my lipstick.
Talk more into the mic, Debra.
Yeah, you have to talk more into the mic, although I heard you clearly.
I said I didn't have a chance to check my hair or reapply my lipstick.
Which she does all day when she's not on TV. She. Oh, here, you read the next comment, if you can see that.
I'm enjoying chewing with my teeth at this very moment.
That's from Jim Lawson. Thank you, Jim.
Okay, thank you, Jim.
I think that means he's not a meth addict.
Oh, okay, I'm glad.
Read that
Love
one.
your show, listening from Atlanta. Hi.
Joe Jackson, 8572. All right, do one more.
All right, let's see.
Got to give you something to do.
I know. I have chronic insomnia. Try it again. I have chronic insomnia, but my memory is great.
That's
See, there's hope for me.
Bobby Thompson rocks. You can't read anymore.
Well, I usually wear glasses.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to come in next time with those
My big glasses.
the super X-ray glasses that you wear, the reading glasses. All right, so let's see what else we got here. Stephen Ward, G9G. It's time for the Democratic Party to tell the progressives and the DSA members to start their own political party. Well, basically, the DSA is its own political party, and they have a lot of Democrats voting for them. And I don't understand why. I do not understand why normal people are voting for lunatic progressives and DSA members. And this is what's destroyed Los Angeles. And everybody who doesn't want this has to organize on the same side, regardless of whether you think you're a Democrat or an independent or a Republican or a kumquat. Whatever you are, is line up on the same side against 45,000 zombies in the street, against Karen Bass handing out free crack pipes, meth pipes, fentanyl needles, heroin needles. That's the issue here. It's not your party. It's not your ideology. It's that we don't want to live like this. We want the police fully funded. We want the fire department fully funded. Don't we all want that? Don't we all want the vagrants forcibly put into drug or mental health rehab? You have to. There's no way. There's zero compassion here. You have to force them into rehab, which we used to do, or they can stay in prison. Anybody really against that? I don't know. All the garbage has to be picked up. The roads get paved. The sidewalks get fixed. The streetlights get fixed. These are all basic meat and potato daily issues. This is not political. There is no conservative or liberal way to fill a pothole or to fix a sidewalk. I don't know how putting somebody with severe drug addiction or severe mental illness into treatment became a political issue that people are on opposite sides on. How could there be an opposite side? How could there be somebody against that? How could there be a policy that allows this? It's just it's sanity versus insanity. Sanity says you put the mental patients or the drug addicts, force them into treatment. That's what sanity says. Sanity says you fund the fire and police departments, or look what happened. Sanity says we fix the roads and the sidewalks and the streetlights, and we pick up the garbage. Insanity says you leave the garbage piled up everywhere. You let the roads and the sidewalks crumble. You defund the police and fire to make them ineffective and unresponsive when you need them most. And you allow the vagrants to run around literally like the crazy people that they are and commit crimes all over the place. I don't understand this. There shouldn't be a political party attached to that agenda. It should be, this is basic. This is like breathing oxygen and eating food. All right, when we come back, here's another one. Jamie Paige from the California Post. The violent mental patients and drug addicts have taken over many Los Angeles libraries. How could this be? We'll discuss this with Jamie Paige, reporter from the Post. Debra Mark, fresh off her first live stream appearance.
That was so much fun.
Yeah. And She's got the news live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
KFI and KOST HD2, Los Angeles, Orange County. More stimulating talk.
Murder at a mosque. I'm Debra Mark, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. 3 men have been killed in a shooting at a mosque in San Diego. Both attackers are dead. The 2 shooters were teenagers, 17 and 19, who authorities say killed themselves. Special agent in charge of the San Diego FBI field office, Mark Remley, says at this stage, the attack is being treated as a hate crime.
The FBI is meticulously assessing the situation and is prepared to employ every resource we have to uncover the facts of this incident.
The Islamic Center where the shootings happened is the biggest mosque in San Diego County. The Sandy fire in Ventura County has now burned more than 800 acres and is 0% surrounded.
The fast-moving brush fire in Simi Valley has prompted mandatory evacuation orders as it threatens neighborhoods. The LA Fire Department sent 3 strike teams, hand crews, heavy equipment, and a water-dropping helicopter to help Ventura County's fire department with the fire that broke out around 10:30 a.m. It started on a dry hillside in an area full of mountainous brush that surrounds expensive homes and has already burned at least 1 home. Small animals can be taken to the Simi Valley Animal Shelter, and large animals can be sheltered at the Ventura County Fairgrounds. Mark Ronner, KFI News.
A Los Angeles-based meteorologist says the super El Nino weather pattern that's starting to take shape in Southern California will last a while. Weather Daddy, who markets himself on social media as LA's coolest meteorologist, told KFI's Monks and Merrill a super El Nino creates unusual conditions.
We have to worry about monsoonal season and the start of Eastern Pacific hurricane season, which started on May 15th, and it really culminates as we get into late July.
He says when the ocean,
August.
He says when the ocean warms up, it amplifies storm patterns, which is what we are starting to see. This year's survey of the homeless population in Orange County has seen a reduction of almost 14% compared with the count 2 years ago. Officials say the so-called point-in-time count in January also saw a 26% drop in homeless. They say that survey shows for the first time there are more people in shelters or transitional housing programs than there are on the streets. The Department of Justice has announced the filings of 2 criminal cases in L.A., including one for alleged voter fraud. U.S. Assistant Attorney General for Civil Rights Harmeet Dillon says signature gatherer Brenda Lee Armstrong has admitted to paying homeless people on Skid Row to register to vote and then sign petitions.
These were often small sums of cash, just a few dollars, as well as cigarettes and phone cards.
The other case is an alleged hate crime for an attack on a Jewish man outside a synagogue in L.A. by a pro-Palestinian protester. The Trump administration is opening a new $1.7 billion fund to pay claims for alleged targets of government weaponization. ABC's Stephen Portnoy says it's a function of a settlement between President Trump and the administration following the leak of his tax returns by an IRS contractor.
The Justice Department says its new anti-weaponization fund will be controlled by a 5-member board appointed by the Attorney General. It's expected to pay out claims to those who experienced what officials call weaponization and lawfare.
Democrats say they're worried rioters who ransacked the Capitol could now get taxpayer money. And a jury is sided with OpenAI in a lawsuit brought forward by Elon Musk. Musk claimed the company behind ChatGPT and founder Sam Altman were using deceitful business practices when it pivoted away from its nonprofit model. Legal analyst James Sample says Musk let the statute of limitations lapse.
And it does leave out there the open questions of whether or not the claims that Musk was trying to assert would have had merit if the jury had reached those.
He says Sam Altman and OpenAI can now move forward without the threat of this litigation hanging over them. We're going to head over to the 5 next.
If you're looking to sell your home, you call Seller's Advantage, and they're going to make you a cash offer, no need for repairs. They can close in days, they buy with cash, and they might offer you a $10,000 advance to help you move. Go read their reviews online. Call for no obligation offer. 888-321-AS-IS, 888-321-AS-IS, 888-321-2747, sellersadvantage.com.
Seller's Advantage will buy your home, make it easy so that you don't have to worry. Sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
DRE number 0196165A. Providence Realty DRE number 01915212.
Southland weather from KFI, sunny tomorrow and warm, around 80. Metro LA, mid to upper 80s in the valleys, mid 70s and windy in the high desert, low to mid 70s for the beaches, upper 70s to low 80s inland OC and the IE, windy for the IE. Right now, 68 in Dana Point, 73 in Anaheim, 75 Diamond Bar, it's 77 in Simi Valley. The KFI financial update brought to you by Supersure, supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your business insurance in one place. The Dow closed up 160, the S&P 500 down 5, NASDAQ down 134. Crash on the 5 in East LA.
This one is along the northbound side, and it's coming right up on Mission Road. That is where the right lane is blocked. Delays are backing up about 5 northbound, overall slowing from out of East LA from just about Calzona. Now, also, we've got another problem. We're heading into the Cajon Pass. This earlier brush fire, it's been contained, by the way, but it does have Cajon Boulevard shut down in both directions between Glen Helen and Kenwood. So it's putting a lot of extra pressure on the 15. A lot of people like to take that as a little option for the 15, but currently we're seeing delays all the way from Sierra as you travel ahead towards Cleghorn and southbound loading up as well out of the high desert from the 395 as you continue back to Cleghorn. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
Therapy Thursday is now a podcast. Listen to me, Ellen Kay, Ryan Mano, and therapist Sarah Dash on the iHeart app or wherever you get your podcasts. Therapy Thursday, the podcast.
It's complicated. These days, that's how people even describe their relationship status. When it comes to the latest complexities in your car, it's gotten really complicated. The experts at AMCO undergo the most rigorous training to stay on top of the latest car technologies, so there's nothing we can't fix. Well, except for that complicated relationship. When it comes to that, you're on your own. AA, MCO. Check engine light on? We'll check it for free.
Call 1-800-GO-AMCO today.
Hi, this is Dave Roberts. Heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, that's a risk. That's why everyone needs a medical emergency kit at urgentcarekit.com/blue.
KFI AM 640.
An iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human.
John Kobylt Show, KFI AM 640, live everywhere on the iHeart radio app. You were a big hit for the live stream audience.
I was?
Oh, yeah. We had an increase, shot upwards, straight up. Yeah.
Oh, that's really
In fact,
sweet.
I think I'm going to do the show, but the camera's going to be on you the entire time.
That puts a lot of pressure on me because I have to make sure that I look okay, for all these hours.
Well, you get a lot of good reviews.
Thank you.
All right. We are live streaming. So go to youtube.com/@JohnKobylt Show, youtube.com/@JohnKobylt Show. And I forgot to mention, we hit 7,000 subscribers. 7,000 subscribers. We're headed for 10,000. So do your part if you haven't subscribed yet. And maybe we'll read some more comments because there's a live chat that goes on all the time. And a lot of demand for you. Or now, how close are we to Jamie Paige? Working on it. Okay. Look, Jamie Paige is the New York Post writer who she was also at the West Side Current not long ago, and she does great stories. Actually, just reporting pretty much what's in front of our own eyes. And this is about the LA public libraries. She writes, overwhelmed by violence, drug use, and homelessness. And this story is staggering. I knew the homeless were in these libraries. Occasionally something would happen and it would make the news. But you are not going to believe what Karen Bass allows in the city. You are not, at the libraries during the daytime are for little children. Let's get Jamie Paige on. Jamie, how are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm great. This is an unbelievable story. Talk about what you found. Apparently there's I'll give out one fact just to get going here. 2,300 reported incidents at libraries where they had to call the police last year alone. 2,300.
Yeah, John, and you and I both know those are the reported numbers, right? There's a lot that goes unreported. I can give you an example. When I was in the library, we saw somebody who had a mental health outbreak, and nothing was done during the situation. So, again, those are the reported numbers that we see.
Describe what you saw with this mental health breakdown.
Well, it was a gentleman who had been outside, and actually he was in the lawn, and then somebody came and tried to take his stuff, and then he started screaming and running around, and there were young children
inside the library.
The area.
Inside or outside?
Outside the library, but on the grounds.
On the grounds, okay.
And there was a security guard there's a security guard at each door, and he ran past the security guard with nothing being done while this was happening. Shortly after, the woman that we talked about in our story walked in with her 17-month-old child. Who knows what would have happened to that child if the timing were to be any different?
You talk about how it's everywhere from Brentwood to South LA. And at the Central Library in downtown LA, there are 100 vagrants gathered inside and outside. Describe that scene.
Every desk inside, I should say almost every desk inside, had an unhoused individual there. The computer labs were overrun. The sitting area, we called it a nap area by the time we were leaving, because there was at least 8 people napping just on the chairs in the library in this certain area that we were in. Most chairs, most pockets were unhoused individuals. We walked into the children's area, which was kind of cornered off, and we saw a few children in there, but a lot more of homeless individuals than people who were participating in what the library's there for.
So it becomes a homeless shelter all day long. Do they do drugs inside?
Well, let me remind you that when it's really hot and really cold in Los Angeles, these are our warming and cooling centers, which originally prompted me to file for the 911 records. That's how this whole story came to be. I filed for 911 records. And then last week, our head librarian testified about how dangerous our libraries are and that he knows about it. He also talked about trying to use social services to address the issues.
Can I ask you who the head librarian is and who he was testifying to?
Well, so, we have a budget session, and the budget committee was talking about the library budget and, what we're doing about it, what the dangers are. And even Councilwoman Katie Yaroselsky had asked him, John Zabos is his name, sorry. What are we doing about the situations in the libraries? It's out of control. He talked about he has $14 million in the budget. He can't hire the right kind of officers. They have 12 right now.
12?
Full-time police officers. We have 72 libraries, and there's 12 full-time officers.
12 officers for 72 libraries.
Correct.
And
it's noticeable. And if you, in the end of my article, I talk about Councilwoman Tracy Park putting in a motion when she first started, when she was first elected, asking, what are we going to do about the libraries? I talked to librarians who didn't want to go on the record, but told me they were afraid of going to work. Went through some of the situations that they deal with, including having to clean up bathrooms because there's nobody to go in and clean up after the folks who go in and shower.
Let me give you the list that you wrote about here. That in the bathroom, there's fires in the bathrooms, drug use, people bathing in the sinks, and needles left behind inside the library branches.
Yeah, these are our libraries.
What kind of a psycho mayor allows this in a city? When has this ever happened anywhere?
The mayor, and I think we also need to hold Zabos accountable for this as well.
Matt Szabo.
Buck also stopped with him.
Oh yeah, Matt Szabo. We've had run-ins with him. He's.
Well,
No, go ahead.
We're talking. It's John Szabo. Sorry,
John Szabo?
the city librarian. It's John Szabo. Yeah.
Oh yeah. There's a Matt Szabo who's one of in Bass's administration.
The CAO.
Yeah, he's no better. John Szabo.
Better.
I know. These people are destructive. They don't care. They testify because they have to testify, but they don't actually care. They go and they say absurd things to the council, and then they go home. And the next day, there are still kids having to deal with some half-naked guy bathing himself in the sink and leaving needles behind. How could that happen even once? How can that occur even one time, let alone all day long? Hundreds of these people. Oh.
Hundreds of these people. And if you even look at the photos that we took, we talked to one gentleman who still had his LA Men's Central Jail outfit on. And, the wristbands where you ID an inmate, that was still on him as well. And he was sitting right at the entrance of the library.
Yeah. What do they watch on the computers, I wonder?
I've heard. We looked for it. I didn't find any of that. We did keep our eye out.
Oh, yeah. Well, because I have seen other stories done where they've taken photographs of the porn that these guys are watching.
Yes. Yes.
That's great.
A lot of the regular computers were taped off with crime tape, which was also
crime tape. Well, that's because they were probably watching porn and they got caught. Oh, for God's sakes! All right, Jamie, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, good to talk to you.
Jamie Paige from now the New York Post writes great stuff. I got to read. It was a long story. I got to read you some more stuff from here. And again, this shouldn't be allowed to happen once. And that Karen Bass allows this to go on all day, every day, in all sectors of the city. Debra Mark is live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Here is the latest. 3 people have been killed in a shooting at a mosque in San Diego. The 2 attackers killed themselves. At least 2 buildings, including a home, have been destroyed in a fast, wind-driven fire in Simi Valley. We'll have more at the bottom of the hour. We're going to check out the freeways next.
Lasting Smiles dental implants. We had a ton of listeners calling for that April Spring Smile special. So I talked to the team at Lasting Smiles and convinced them to extend it into May. Here's the catch. They're only doing a limited number of cases at these prices, and once these spots are gone, they're gone. If you've been dealing with rotted, decayed, foul, filthy teeth, and you've been shopping around for dental implants, waiting for the right deal, this is the right deal. Do this. Lasting Smiles. You get decades of experience, cutting-edge digital technology, some of the most competitive pricing, and you can get a free comprehensive dental exam with a full 3D imaging, a plus custom treatment plan built for you, and they're offering payments as low as $149 a month on approved credit. You transform your smile and your life for $149 a month. You can do that. Offer limited, first come, first serve. Call, lock in your spot, mention KFR or John, get the special. LastingSmiles.com. Call 844-GO-SMILE, 844-GO-SMILE, 844-GO-SMILE.
Southland weather from KFI. Sunny tomorrow, high 70s and 80s. This report brought to you by Recreation Alliance. From your Toyota dealer's traffic center, we make it easy. How are the freeways looking, Angel?
Well, we are going to start off in East LA with a crash. This one was on the 5 northbound just past Mission Road. And it looks like everything's been cleared out of lanes, but traffic is still pretty tough getting away from Calzona out of East LA. Southbound slowing in Griffith Park from the 134s. You continue in stretches all the way to the 605. And Cajon Boulevard in the Cajon Pass remains closed between Cleghorn and Cleghorn and Glen Helen Parkway due to an earlier brush fire that has been contained. Now, delays on the 15. Extra busy this afternoon, northbound from Sierra to the 138, southbound out of the high desert, leaving the 395 to Cleghorn. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
Life can really change in an instant. One accident, and suddenly you're dealing with pain, confusion, and a lot of uncertainty about what happens next. This is where Sweet James comes in. They understand the physical, emotional, and financial toll an accident can take. This is what they deal with every day. When you call Sweet James, you're putting a team in your corner that handles the legal fight so you can focus on getting your life back together. They can't guarantee or predict the outcome of any case, but if you've been hurt in a car, trucking, or motorcycle accident, this is not something you should handle alone. You get Sweet James by your side. 800-9-million. That's the number for a free consultation. 800-9-million. Offices throughout California, including Los Angeles. Again, you call 800-9-million. 800-9-million. 800-9-000-000. Or go to sweetjames.com.
Discover everything great about California in Malibu, from stunning beaches and restaurants to exquisite wineries, unique shopping, hiking, and horseback riding. There's fun for everyone. PCH is open. Take the 101 to Canaan Road and find your paradise waiting.
Sponsored by Recreation Alliance.
This report is sponsored by the San Bernardino County Registrar of Voters. The San Bernardino County Registrar of Voters reminds San Bernardino County residents to vote early in the June 2nd California primary election. Learn about ways to vote, your polling place, and more at elections.sbcounty.gov.
No one likes talking about bad breath, so Zellman's wants to change the conversation and talk about fresh breath. In fact, the freshest breath you've never had, even after eating your favorite meal or snack, onions, garlic. And by now, of course, you know about Zellman's Minty Mouth, and I don't have to tell you how effective these little mint-coated capsules are. And Zellman's have become so popular because they work and are unlike any other breath freshener on the planet. And if you don't believe me, take the Zellman's challenge. Go ahead, order some today, see for yourself how great they are. And since Zellman's comes with a money-back guarantee, if you don't love them, you return them. Not the ones you've already put in your mouth, though, just the ones that are left in the package. Now, how's that for confidence? And I've known the folks behind Zellman's for over 30 years. I stand behind this product. So join millions who love fresh, clean breath. Zellman's, not available in stores. Zellmins, Zellmans.com. That's Zellmans.com.
After an accident, one question comes to mind. What happens next? Wilshire Law Firm brings clarity when things feel uncertain. While you focus on healing, we fight for the compensation you deserve. That's what happens next. Call now. 1-800-ABCDEFG. Wilshire Law Firm is in L.A.
Gold and silver recently hit record highs, then pulled back. So are metals still a good buy? Many experts say yes. Gold remains a long-standing hedge for wealth protection. Call Lear Capital at 800-225-8100 for a free gold kit. 800-225-8100.
Wake up next to us. Wake Up Call with Amy King. Live 5 to 6 a.m. on KFI. And on demand anytime on the iHeartRadio app.
I'm Michelle McPhee. And in my new podcast, Kingdom of Fraud, I'm unraveling the strangest criminal alliance I've ever reported on. A polygamist from Utah and an LA Armenian businessman.
$1 billion fraud.
But how long can this alliance last?
Is somebody coming after me?
Search Kingdom of Fraud on iHeartRadio, America's #1 podcast network, and the Webby Podcast Company of the Year.
KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk.
Hey, it's Conway Show. Today after 6 p.m., Disneyland has filed confidential building permits for a new area. I know what it is, and today after 6, you'll know what it is. It's a big deal.
$1,000 giveaway.
Now is your opportunity to win $1,000. Yes! Just enter the nationwide keyword on our website. Fun. That's fun. F-U-N. Enter it now at KFIAM640.com/cash. Brought to you by Sweet James Accident Attorneys. Office in Los Angeles, California, and sweetjames.com.
I'm sorry, I got distracted. Let me find it.
Please don't blame me again.
No, it wasn't you this time. Fun. Enter it at KFIAM640.com/cash. Winners will be notified by email. Check your junk and spam folder. And you get a new winning keyword every hour, every weekday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Next chance to win is going to be tomorrow morning at 9:20 with Gary and Shannon here on KFI. No, on Fox, they were running a clip of Karen Bass trying to explain why we have to pay for new teeth for meth addicts. And the graphic at the bottom says, Bass wants you to pay for meth mouth.
That's funny.
Something about that phrase, meth mouth, saying it.
It cracked you up?
It cracked me up. That's my level. It's true, though. She wants you to pay for somebody else meth mouth after she provides the meth. Because if you let the dealer sell the meth and you supply the meth pipe, well, then, yes, she's responsible for it. She's responsible for it. Any mayor is. Any mayor that allows this to go on and doesn't enforce basic laws is responsible and should be criminally prosecuted. I said this before. The homeless, there's 8 homeless people dead in the last 4 weeks in Santa Monica. 8 of them. They've all turned up dead on the street or on the sidewalk. It's near Reed Park, where they have this stupid harm reduction center. And that's a phrase that ought to be banned. And whoever came up with it ought to spend the rest of their life burning in hell. You talk about George Orwell speak. Harm reduction? There's 8 dead bodies. And Lindsay Horvath is the county supervisor who partners up with some, what's the name of it? Some Venice group. They all should be in prison. I don't know why the police aren't arresting them. You give out crack pipes, meth pipes, syringes for heroin and fentanyl, and those people die. For example, what happened with when Matthew Perry died from the ketamine? They went after everybody in the chain. All the people who supplied the ketamine, who delivered the ketamine, who prescribed it, they went after all the doctors and the delivery people. Everybody is going to prison over Matthew Perry's death. So why isn't Karen Bass and Lindsay Horvath and the people at these stupid nonprofits? Why? You want to? And I'll get to the library thing in a minute, but while it's on my mind, another thing in Santa Monica, woman was killed. She crawled under a stopped Metro bus on Friday afternoon. Main Street and Ocean Park Boulevard. Ocean Park Boulevard is near where these 8 people were found dead. So she crawls under the bus because she's insane. And then the bus pulled away and killed her. 2:00 on Friday afternoon. At first, it was reported a collision involving a pedestrian and a bus. A pedestrian means somebody's walking. She wasn't walking. She crawled underneath to take a nap. Oh, here's a good one. Investigators believe the woman was homeless. Gee, what tipped you off? Because normal people, I've seen a lot of women, they go shopping and they get a little tired. You know, you probably had this happen, right? Get tired, you've been shopping all day, maybe you didn't eat, and you want to take a little rest, so you crawl under a bus.
I know, I haven't.
No, you haven't done that?
No, not yet.
There's no sign the bus operator was impaired or distracted. How the hell is that poor guy supposed to know that some lady crawled underneath? But they got security footage and captured the woman moving underneath the Metro bus. It was stopped, and then the bus took off. That's Santa Monica. Why? Why didn't they have her put in mental health or drug rehab? Why? But the progressives in Santa Monica are crazy. They'll get violent. But I mean, is there any adult left? I guess you need at least a majority of adults on the city council or a majority of adults on the LA County Supervisor Board. Does Lindsay Horvath actually go to bed at night thinking, well, I've done a great job? I allow the mental patients and the drug addicts to live in the streets. I tell the voters that all their tax money is going for homeless programs. Turns out the homeless programs allows them to take more meth and crack and fentanyl and heroin. And she thinks she's done a good job. She thinks she's brilliant. In fact, she wanted to be mayor of Los Angeles, but chickened out. There has to be zero tolerance for all of this. You need to wake the F up. You're in a cult. Everybody's in a cult. You're sacrificing people under buses. All over Santa Monica, people are lying dead. Why? This can be stopped easily. This isn't going on anywhere else. Not like this. All right, we come back. Part 2, the Jamie Paige story. There's a lot we didn't get to talking to Jamie. earlier in the hour, and New York Post, and the hundreds of vagrants, the mental patients, living in the libraries all day. More coming up. Deborah Mark, live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
3 people have been killed in a shooting in a mosque in San Diego. The 3 men were shot and killed in the Islamic Center by 2 teenagers who then killed themselves. ABC's Alex Jones says a Bearcat vehicle was called in when the attack was first reported.
They are armored vehicles that are brought in to try to do extraction or try to go into a suspect if they believe that there is somebody armed in there.
The shooting led to a massive police deployment in the busy mid-city neighborhood, as well as evacuations at the facility. The news is brought to you by Seller's Advantage. At least 2 buildings, including a home, have been destroyed in a fast, wind-driven fire in Simi Valley. The Sandy fire has burned more than 800 acres and is 0% surrounded. It was reported before 11 this morning on a hillside near Sandy Drive. It triggered evacuation warnings and orders. Ventura County Fire spokesman Andrew Dowd says that there are at least 200 firefighters fighting this fire.
Our firefighters are actively engaged in both structured defense efforts as well as water dropping helicopters, coordinating with ground resources and fixed-wing aircraft to try to bring control lines in and around this fire.
Police say a tractor hitting a rock may have sparked this fire. The city of LA is now removing bus stop benches from MacArthur Park.
It follows complaints about homeless people sleeping on at least one of the benches and nearby drug use. It's the latest attempt to crack down on the issues facing the park and surrounding area, which was the site of a huge federal drug raid a few weeks ago. Mayor Karen Bass's office says one bench was removed for maintenance and another was removed at the LAPD's request in order to improve public safety. The LAPD also recently conducted an operation in MacArthur Park, leading to more arrests and the seizure of fentanyl, pills, and cash. Daniel Martindale, KFI News.
Former LAPD Detective Mark Fuhrman, who became a key figure in the O.J. Simpson trial, has died.
In the 1995 trial, Fuhrman was first known for allegedly finding the bloody glove outside Simpson's home linked to the killings of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald Goldman. Then he became known for recordings of him using racist language and committing perjury denying it. He retired from the LAPD during the trial, and his blown credibility may have led to Simpson's acquittal. In later years, Fuhrman wrote true crime books, hosted a radio show in Spokane, Washington, and was a Fox News commentator. Fuhrman died at his home in Idaho from cancer. He was 74. Mark Ronner, KFI News.
Quantum computing could trigger the next global cybersecurity crisis.
Experts now believe Q-Day, the moment quantum computers can crack today's encryption, could arrive as early as 2029, putting everything from bank accounts and medical records and emails and crypto wallets at risk. A CNN report says experts warn hackers may already be stealing encrypted data. Companies like Google and Cloudflare are racing to develop post-quantum protections, but more than 90% of businesses still don't have a roadmap in place. Researchers say the threat could be as disruptive as Y2K, only this time the stakes involve the entire global digital economy. Heather Brooker, KFI News.
And a human hand has been found at a UPS facility in Pennsylvania. It was apparently found last August, but a report wasn't made until March of this year. And the National Missing and Unidentified Persons System says the remains were discovered inside a package at the UPS distribution center. The investigation is ongoing. Going to the 10 next.
So somebody shipped the hand?
I guess so. Or somebody at the UPS facility, did something.
All right, here's a question. How many brokers does it take to insure your business? If you're like most business owners, the answer is too many. Multiple policies, multiple applications, no clear view of how it all fits together. And when questions come up, it's not easy to get the clarity you need. And SuperSure changes that. One broker for all your business insurance, backed by a team that works with you year-round, not just at renewal. And if you've ever stared at a policy wondering what it actually covers, SuperSure has a fine print facts tool that translates the legal jargon into plain English, so you know what's covered and what's not. And right now, you can go to supersure.com and get a full report on your current policies with no obligation. And find out if you're overinsured or underinsured or somewhere in between. Go to supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, and all your policies in one place. Go to supersure.com. That's supersure.com.
Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
Southland weather from KFI sunny tomorrow. 80 Metro LA, mid to upper 80s in the valleys, mid 70s and windy in the high desert. Low to mid 70s for the beaches, upper 70s to low 80s inland OC and the IE. Windy in the IE. Right now, 70 in Laguna Woods. It's also 70 in Rancho Santa Margarita. Crash on the 10 in Baldwin Park.
So this wreck has been reported along the eastbound side, I believe. Let me double check on this. It is on the eastbound side before Baldwin Park Boulevard. Second lane from the left has been blocked with a backup away from Peck Road. Also in Rosemead on the 60 eastbound before Rosemead Boulevard, a wreck is now off to the shoulder, sending you back from the 710 freeway and out to Arcadia. They wrapped a wreck 210 eastbound before Baldwin Avenue, but delays are still a mess from the 134 freeway. Crash in Riverside, 215 south before University, taking out the carpool in 2 left lanes. You're on the brakes from the 60 with Southern California's most accurate traffic reports. I'm Angel Martinez.
Congressional districts change, lines get redrawn, but some things you can still count on, like AM and FM radio, the most reliable ways to reach people where they live with voices they trust across towns, cities, and congressional districts. At iHeart, we connect with more Americans than anyone in audio. Ready to take your message to your current and future voters? Partner with iHeart, and we'll combine radio with our podcasting and digital assets and get working for you. Start today. Call 844-844-iHeart or visit winwithiheart.com.
OPO Injury Lawyers, rooted in this community, relentless in justice. OPOLaw.com.
Call 844-GO-SMILE to learn about the new Lifestyle Smile dental implants from Lasting Smiles.
This is Jacob Emrani. When you need help after an accident, I'm here for you.
1-800-345-6789. Call Jacob.
This is primary season.
Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass has now backed out of a mayoral debate.
And when the votes are cast on June 2nd,
I feel we're moving in the right direction.
KFI has all your coverage and the results.
80% of people do not think she's doing a good job.
Will the LA mayor's race end?
We need an outsider. No more politicians, no more lying.
Or has it just begun?
And under my watch, we will continue to do that.
KFI AM 640. Make it a preset on the free iHeartRadio app.
KFI, AM 640, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. John Kobylt Show. We're live on YouTube. We're live streaming. Go to youtube.com/@John Kobylt Show. youtube.com/@John Kobylt Show. We hit 7,000 subscribers, so you be one of them. But we get 7,000. And if you're just joining us, you missed Debra's cameo appearance. However,
yes,
after 6 o'clock, the whole 3 hours goes online, recorded, and you can watch then. And I'm not going to tell you where. You're just going to have to scroll around, or you're going to have to be patient until she pops up for a couple of minutes.
Just watch the whole thing.
Watch the whole thing. Yes.
It's so exciting.
There's nothing better out there, all right? Follow it. No, what was that? There's the rise of laughter.
I'm so
There's
sorry.
nothing better, yes, than watching us and listening to us.
Okay.
Okay. Repeat after me. Way to undermine me.
I'm just kidding.
Follow us at John Kobylt Radio on social media.
Maybe there's nothing better than watching you.
Eric can edit you out.
Very easily, too.
Just a couple of little blips.
There may be times I may ask him to do that.
All right. I want to go back to what Jamie Paige was talking about earlier in the hour. She's a writer with California Post. And the story was just so awful. They looked at 911 logs. They made a public records request to see how many criminal phone calls were being made by librarians and library customers about the mental patients and the drug addicts. I am not going to call them the unhoused. I saw the reporter on Channel 7 talking to Karen Bass, and he kept going, the unhoused. Would you stop it? You're a grown man. They're not unhoused. They're mental patients and drug addicts, and you know that. It's got nothing to do with their house. It's got to do with all the drugs they pump into their system. Oh, God. That's why Spencer Pratt's coming through. In that debate, when he said DEA says 93% of homeless people in the street homeless have drug addictions, that's the truth. That's the context. Not that they're unhoused. It's another word that needs to be banished. along with harm reduction. God, tell them. Oh, stupid language. Anyway, where was I? California Post reviewed 911 logs. There was 2,300 reported incidents at libraries in 2025. That is up 135% over the last 5 years. Assaults, criminal threats, drug use, theft, mental health crises, and trespassing. Now, I bet you there were no arrests for any of that, and so they weren't counted in the crime statistics, which is another thing that Spencer Pratt pointed out in a tweet. It's easy to say crime is down when you simply stop responding to crimes, because there were idiots at ABC 7 using the unhoused words. There are idiots at CBS 2 who actually ran a headline saying, Mayor Bass says crime is down 30% or burglaries are down 30%. And he wrote, again, it's easy to say crime is down when you simply stop responding to the crimes. Every day, 45,000 vagrants commit arson, theft, drug crimes, animal abuse, and sex offenses in full public view, and they go completely ignored by this failed mayor. And she has the audacity to say crime is down because she thinks you're dumb. I mean, she is a master at trying to deceive people. But why is Channel 7 and Channel 2 doing that? Why? Why do you buy into this fake language? And why do you repeat her lies? Why are you a stenographer for a compulsive pathological liar? Why do you do that? Is that what you got into journalism for? I'm starting to think that, these stations ought to get their licenses challenged for this shit. Oops.
Eric, you need to bleep him.
Did you bleep me? Can you still do it? Okay, thank you. What I was saying is
I hope I got it.
Sorry about that.
Potty mouth.
I'm really upset because I really think that, their licenses should be investigated at Channel 2 and Channel 7. If you're using the word unhoused instead of drug addict and mental patient, and if you're repeating Bass's lie about crime being down 30%, when there's 45,000 people committing probably 10, 20, 30 crimes a day, then what are you doing? Who needs you and a news department? Why do you exist? Why don't you just run, old reruns? Or put up a test pattern? They still have those. Anyway, what Jamie Paige said, more than 100 homeless people were gathered inside and outside the building. This is the Central Library in downtown LA. Many occupied public computers. Now, can you imagine your child sitting in a chair after some unwashed vagrant had been there for a couple of hours? Imagine all the diseases and all the bugs they have on them, and then your kid's going to hop up and work the computer and touch the keyboard?
No, I could not imagine that.
What you would be doing there? Because you walk around with wipies on your hands.
I know. I would be spraying everything, sanitizing.
Spraying them. One man was still wearing clothing issued by the men's central jail with a jail wristband. Told police he'd only just been released and ended up at the library. Now, here's Mother of the Year. Maya Munoz brings her 17-month-old son to the library almost every day. Said the most stressful part was getting through the front doors. It can be dangerous because there's 100 people outside. When we come in, we put our heads down and just walk to the children's area. I don't think she ought to be bringing her 17-month-old son in every day. I mean, the rest of the public has just got to boycott the libraries and say, no, we're not going to do this. And you ought to be going to whoever your city council idiot is and saying, stop this. Absolutely stop this. She values the programs the library offers her son, but the atmosphere was scary. Well, what if the guy with the jail wristband decides to grab your son right out of your arms? Huh? And maybe trade him for drugs. What Pratt's quoted here, the degree in which Bass and Rahman have forced us to accept this level of degeneracy in our city has created a malaise that hangs over our community like a dark cloud. Is that not true? That's absolutely true. Angelinos, are demoralized, hopeless, and have all but given up on this city with these lunatics in charge. We cannot accept the inmates running the asylum. He is correct, 100%. Is he wrong? How is he wrong? Meantime, according to Jamie Paige, there was a police commission review. There's hardly any security at LA public libraries. A workforce is 43% understaffed. The number of dedicated police officers is down to 12. There's 72 libraries. They have 12. There is some bozo blockhead named John Szabo. He is the city librarian, so he's in charge. He says we have very serious challenges across the system. So Kenny Yaroslavsky, who is a gold-plated 5-star moron council member, started going after Szabo on why the security positions remain vacant. Because it looks like there's security and then there's LAPD. There's 12 vacancies in the security division and at least 16 among the police officers. So why do the security positions remain vagrant? Yaroslavsky asked Szabo. She says, you have the resources, but those positions aren't filled. That's correct, he says. Well, that's the answer? Bass does this too. She just agrees with you and says, yes, that's true. And that's it. That's the end of the discussion. Instead, the city has expanded social services inside libraries, mental health workers, and outreach teams. Well, they're not doing any good. They're outreaching. That's another term that's got to be banned. That's 3 terms. Unhoused, harm reduction, and outreach. While maintaining an open access philosophy. Why do you have an open access philosophy to drug addicts, mental patients, prisoners? I mean, that guy could be a child molester. Szabo defended the strategy. We cannot rely only on LAPD and security to deal with all the issues that present themselves. If the LAPD and security was funded and if the officers were hired, then you could. None of this makes all zero sense. This is all absurd, ridiculous, insane. And everybody's just got to say no. No more to any of this. No more arguing with these people. I don't want to argue with Bass or Rahman or any of these other nuts. They have to be removed from office. They must be removed from office. What's wrong with you if you feel otherwise? What is wrong with you? All right, more coming up. Debra Mark, live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Here is the latest. 3 people have been killed at a mosque in San Diego. The 2 shooters killed themselves. Evacuation orders are in effect in Simi Valley as a fire threatens homes and other buildings. We'll have more at the top of the hour, heading over to the 6:05 next.
Spring is best time for used cars. GiveMeTheVin.com wants to buy your car, whether it's your daily driver, pickup truck, SUV, minivan, supercar, exotic car. Give me the VIN. If they don't beat a deal from CarMax or Carvana, they'll pay you $100. GiveMeTheVin.com puts your car right on the money, providing you with a hassle-free online option to sell your car for more. Go to GiveMeTheVin.com, enter your car's VIN or license plate number. You'll get an offer in minutes that's well above any dealer quote. You can go to one of their pickup locations or they'll come to you. GiveMeTheVin.com, America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
From the Odoo.com Weather Center, Odoo, the only business software you need. Sunny tomorrow, high 70s and 80s. This report brought to you by True Green. It's slow on the 605 in Norwalk.
It's the northbound side, and things fill in right around the 105 freeway, taking you ahead to the 10. Also tough along the 91 freeway. We're going to start eastbound in Anaheim from the 57 all the way to Green River. Very slow moving out of Rubidoux, East 60 from Rubidoux Boulevard as you travel all the way into Moreno Valley, looking better past Frederick Street, and huge pressure on the 15 in the Cajon Pass, because Cajon Boulevard is off limits between Cleghorn and Glen Helen due to an earlier fire. 15 northbound slammed away from Sierra all the way to Cleghorn. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
If you've seen termites, wings, or droppings, it's time to call Pacific Coast Termite for a free written inspection. And with Pacific Coast Termite, they use orange oil and Ultraset for treatment. There's no tenting, no move out, and no pumping your home with poisonous gas. You, the kids, and pets can even stay home while they work. Call now for a 10% discount on termite services and a free 2-year warranty. Plus, get 90-day same-as-cash financing on approved credit. Call 800-PACIFIC. Some restrictions apply.
True Green, the easiest way to get a golf course quality lawn. Don't wait. Sign up at truegreen.com and get your first application for $9.95. True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour. Let the pros do the work so you can enjoy your weekend. Hurry, offer ends 5/21. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
This report is sponsored by Hard Rock Casino Tejon. Your rewards worldwide. Join Unity by Hard Rock and earn rewards that you can redeem at participating Hard Rock locations across the globe. Play at Hard Rock Casino Tejon and get rewarded everywhere. Must be 21 years of age or older. Problem gambling? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Call Lear Capital for your free gold investment kit. 800-225-8100.
Love your legs again. Feel incredible. Just call 1-800-WEST Medical.
Inheriting a home can be overwhelming. Between repairs and the time it takes to get everything ready to sell, it can feel like more trouble than it's worth. That is where Seller's Advantage comes in.
One real customer who inherited a home shared their experience. We had an inheritance from a relative. It would have taken us a lot of time, money, and headaches to get the property in shape to sell. I heard about Seller's Advantage from radio commercials and decided to give them a try. Their offer was reasonable, and we accepted it. They took care of all the physical effort and legal complexities. We closed within 3 weeks. They said I would highly recommend them to anyone.
No matter what your reason for selling, call Seller's Advantage today. 888-321-AS-IS. 888-321-AS-IS.
That's 888-321-2747 or visit sellersadvantage.com for your free, no obligation cash offer.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
DRE number 019-61658. Providence Realty DRE number 019-15212.
Are you ready to sell your house now but want to skip the stress of a traditional listing? Wedgwood Homes offers a cash offer solution. Close in as little as 3 days or on your timeline.
The thought of having people coming in daily to walk through and view the house just sounded like a nightmare.
Brad called Wedgwood Homes.
I found Wedgwood Homes to be one of the top-rated companies around.
Wedgwood Homes buys homes as is for cash with no fees, no commissions, no repairs.
Considering all the benefits of not having to show the home along with not having to do repairs, the offer was more than fair.
Wedgwood Homes offers are firm, no strings, no multiple showings, no last-minute changes or canceled contracts, unlike other cash buyers.
The process with Wedgwood Homes was everything that I hoped it would be.
Selling as is, relocating, inherited a home, or just financially stressed? Make your next move with Wedgwood Homes. Call now for a no-obligation all-cash offer. 800-307-2010. Southern California's trusted home buyer for over 40 years. 800-307-2010. 800-307-2010 or wedgwoodhomes.com.
Ronald Reagan was president when Habas Law was born. A lot has changed in the past 40 years, but the ideals and philosophies that hold Habas Law together have not changed at all. Our core beliefs have only grown stronger. We believe in doing the right thing. Because it's the right thing to do. My father taught me that. I'm Omar Habas. His father was my grandfather. I'm Nicholas Habas. My father owned a small group of neighborhood markets. Little grocery stores. And he knew all his customers. And his customers knew him. When a family was down on their luck, he would always let them take whatever groceries they needed until they were back on their feet. My father always did the right thing. Because it was the right thing to do. We are his descendants. And we do it too. When you've been injured and you're having a bad day, call 1-800-INJURED and your bad day will go away. Call Habas Law. Your day is about to get a whole lot better. What my father did for others, we're going to do for you.
HABBASlaw.com. Omar Habas and Nicholas Habas are California licensed attorneys with an office in Los Angeles. Past results do not guarantee future outcomes.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk.
On the next Bill Handel Show, there's a surge in green burials, a natural way for your loved ones to decompose. I'm a big fan of decomposition. That's coming up tomorrow morning after 8 o'clock on the next Bill Handel Show.
KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk radio. John Kobylt Show. And Moist Line is 877-MOIST-86 for Friday. 877-MOIST-86. Podcast being released in just a few minutes. John Kobylt Show on demand, and that's on the iHeart app. And as soon as the show is over, you can watch the whole thing on YouTube. The live stream will become a recorded stream. YouTube.com/@John Kobylt Show. And again, we thank you for helping us hit the $7,000 subscriber mark. And also, what's that?
You said $7,000.
7,000 person subscriber.
There you go.
Sorry, my brain is confused. And you could also search for Debra's brief appearance. Now, Luigi Mangione is the pre-trial hearings are going on, and a judge ruled that the jurors someday will see Mangione's manifesto and his gun. Can you believe there was a dispute about this? He had a 9mm pistol, and he had, I guess, a notebook, and he wrote about how much he hated healthcare executives and that he wanted to kill Brian Thompson, who's the United Healthcare CEO. And so the defense tried to get that evidence thrown out of court. It was found inside his backpack, and so that was a huge win. Can you imagine? There was a dispute whether the gun and his plans to shoot Thompson should be used as evidence. Remember, he got arrested at the Altoona McDonald's in Pennsylvania. And Mangione had a journal, too, where he was writing about killing the greedy CEO Thompson because he works for an industry that extracts human life force for money, whatever the hell that means. But this judge blocked other evidence, including a loaded magazine, Mangione's wallet, passport, and a computer chip that police got from his bag before getting a warrant. Apparently, there was a bag that they could search, and then there was a bag that they couldn't search without a warrant because it was outside his reach. So officers did not have the right to search it. They didn't need to protect themselves or the public. So the backpack was an improper warrantless search. I guess there were two different bags. Or apparently the search that turned up the manifesto and the handgun followed protocol, and the rest of the stuff didn't follow protocol. It's all nonsense. It's all obvious evidence that he had on him. I mean, he killed the guy. He killed the guy on video. Which leads to part two of the story. These stupid women are showing up. These fans of Luigi Mangione, 3 of them were pictured posing fashionably in the New York Post. They got press passes to go to the trial. Press passes. And they got the passes from City Hall in New York. Zohran Mamdani City Hall. And these girls, April Rios, Ashley Rojas, Lena Weisbrot, showed off their press passes. And here's their comments. F. Brian Thompson. That's all I want to say. F. Brian Thompson. F. his mom. And Weisbort, these are young women in their 20s, told reporters his children are better off without him. They need to learn to not be like their dad and enjoy the blood money, kids. He's responsible for more deaths than Osama bin Laden. And I remember Americans celebrating when bin Laden was killed. It's not like we don't understand heroic violence or when violence is good. What? These are young, psychotic women in their 20s who probably ought to be locked up with Mangione. Where are all these lunatics coming from? Obviously, it's the internet. Their minds have been brainwashed and poisoned. We're done. We've got Conway coming up next. And Elena Gonzalez? No, wait, that's not your name. Eileen Gonzalez.
Eileen. Yeah, at least you didn't say Elaine.
I think I know an Elena Gonzalez. In any event, I'm sorry. Eileen Gonzalez.
It goes together better.
Live? It does. Yeah, add a vowel to that. It becomes even more musical. Eileen Gonzalez is live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.